Welcome, welcome back,
Smile!
welcome back to Empire of Dragons. Last time, our venerable group of adventurers had to go into a dungeon to discover what was going on down there, to track down the Black Dragon organization. However, they ran into a bit of complications, and now they decided to leave the dungeon to report back to the Dragon Knights about the situation.
Yeah, we want to go back. Leave this
So
place.
as you guys walk back up out of the dungeon, you guys find yourselves in the Imperador's slums near the royal castle. You notice that you guys went in the when it was in the afternoon, but now when you come out, you notice that the sun's setting even more, starting to get closer to the horizon, meaning that sunset's about to start soon. As you see more of an orangish blue sky at this point. It's still clear. It's still clear out there though, thankfully.
I want to cast a cantrip, or 2 or 3 or 4.
Cantrips.
I'm gonna
Bless
cast
you.
mending and prestidigitation on everyone so we don't look all bloodied and covered in holes.
Alright. You do that, and Daniel and you notice that both Zoya and Amara Zoya and Desi all
Bless
thank
you.
you for that.
No,
Then I'm
we're
gonna-
good. We're good, Rex.
Okay.
And
I'm gonna say, hey Amara, can I have my goggles back now?
oh yes, of course. And she hands you back your goggles.
Thank you, I put them on.
I put on my goggles.
Alright. You no longer have disadvantage in the sunlight when it comes to sight-based activities.
Desolo's just gonna pull his hood over his head for lack of goggles.
Alright.
Gotta get that right on there.
We should go talk to Dragon Knights, Desi says.
Yeah,
Let them
we
know
need
what's
to
going
report
on.
this ASAP.
You all go do that, Amara says. I'm going to go, my sister is in the Hersa guard force. It'd be a good idea to let them know what's going on.
Alright.
I'll meet you you all at the Dragon Citadel, though.
See ya.
And then Amara leaves. And then Zoya says, "Well, let's get going."
Yeah, well, let's walk over back to the Dragon Knights.
You guys are thankfully because of where you are on the map, you are closer to the Dragon Citadel than you would have been from a different side.
Hello?
We good there, Kami?
Kami just left and came back. Yeah.
Yes, I went to go check something. I can confirm it's just me connecting to this server that's the problem.
Got it.
Because I just switched servers and my ping on the other server is 5.
It's probably because this server's based out of the UK, based out of Western Europe.
Makes sense.
Yeah, because anyway, so you all are walking, and you notice that people, as before, you notice that there's actually some royal guards out here that are feeding the local townspeople. They're giving them food and stuff like that, giving them clothes here too. And
Alright.
And Sausu's like, wow, look at all these nice clothes for all these poor people. It's almost like they're trying to make themselves look good. Oh, Sausu saying that, by the way.
Do
Yeah,
you
it
want...
could be that.
Why? You want some good clothes?
I don't need a handout.
Well, you can make it your own.
I'm good. Besides, I know that they're only doing this so that way they can look good. That's how everyone is.
Well, fine. I'm gonna go and take one of the clothes.
You walk up to one of the guards to try and take clothes, and they pause and they look at you and say, "You don't look like you're from around here. You're too clean."
Goddamn prestidigitation.
This is for the
That's
this is for the poor. This
Yep.
this for the slum folk only. Get out of here. And you can tell that he's scowling at you too, as if he's disgusted by the fact that you tried to take clothes for poor people.
damn.
Fine. Stomp
That's
off.
a big
Big
oof.
grumpy.
What made you think that was actually gonna work? Daniel asks.
I thought it was smelly enough.
You literally just had prestidigitation cast on you. I don't think there's enough smell that could clean that for a while.
Goddamn cat!
Hey, I didn't know you wanted to stay dirty.
Saosu says, "Thank you for
Just fine, thank you.
thank you for cleaning him, though." Saosu says, "Cause
I didn't want us to. I guess we still. Maybe I shouldn't have cleaned us because we do look kind of out of place here, but whatever.
well, you do have the minor scrapes and bruises and everything. The mending didn't fix that. Like your wounds are still there, by the way. And, like,
But I'm not like soaked in blood anymore.
no, you thankfully
right?
you're not. Yeah, precipitation does take out soiled, so your clothes are back to normal for the most part. You had to cast it a bunch of times because it only cleans up a cubic foot, but after a couple of snaps, you were able to get it. You were able to get all of the clothes fixed and everything.
Yeah.
How much HP am I at from the battle?
You actually, Desolo took no damage.
Oh, okay.
The only people that took no that don't have any wounds on them are Krasen, Saosu, and Desolo.
Hmm.
Amara and Yitias took the Amara, Yitias, and Zoya took the brunt of the damage from what it looks like. As you notice that Daniel's still like checking on Zoya here and there, making sure that her wounds aren't like festering or anything.
Don't forget Cassius.
I know what you meant, but it sounded like you said Yetias.
Yeah, his name's
Yes.
Yitias. That's right.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yetias.
Anyway, but yes. So and then Daniel says, "So, I'd say that was a bit of a success, at least."
I mean, at least we got some information out of it.
True.
I'm just grumbling and just walking over to the Citadel.
Saosu knows, and she just like walks over to you and like just kind of like puts an arm on your puts an elbow on top of your head and is like, "What's up, Chief?
Nothing.
What did you want some? What did you want some of the clothes?
No, I want something done.
Well, we're gonna get something done. We're about to head to the Dragon Citadel."
That's what I'm doing. Bye.
Bye.
You know, is that well, actually, You notice that Saosu kind of seems like irked by you just brushing her off, but she just doesn't say anything. She just walks back in line with the rest of the group.
Do I notice?
Give me a second.
We're not being stealthy about it.
No, I mean Saosu.
Oh.
You do notice that you do notice her body stance. She's in front of you, mind you, because she tried to catch up with Krasen. But you notice that her body language is kind of saying that she's kind of like okay then, like irked.
I don't know if this is something Desolo would do or not, but I just want to flick Krasen on the back of his head. And I'm not gonna do it, but I feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
Roll
I don't
to
know.
flick.
I mean,
Roll to fleck.
okay.
Roll to flick.
So after a bit of walking, it takes you about, let's say about 30 minutes or so. You're able to arrive at the Dragon Citadel, and that's when you notice that there's a commotion going on at the front of the opening to the Citadel itself. You see like a group of Dragon Knights all crowded around one place. They're like watching something going on in the center.
Oh, great.
And that's when you realize. And so my question. So what do you guys want to do in this situation? Like, do you guys just want to divert the crowd, or do you guys want to see what's going on?
I want to walk along the edges and see if I can get a bit of a better viewpoint. Maybe if there's like a sturdy looking crate I'd stand on.
Actually, there are a few crates. Actually,
Are they sturdy?
they appear to be, yes.
Yeah,
Can
they're
I-
pretty
Can
great.
I like look at the crate and see if it's sturdy?
Well, it's a crate. I mean,
Can it hold? 1 second. Let me check my. 175 pounds.
Knocking on the wood, you realize that it's filled to the brim with something. So the weight of that, so it not being hollow, might be able to support your weight more.
Does it, when I knock on it, does it shift any?
Nope.
Okay, I'm gonna stand. Wait, did it sound like it had solid objects inside of it?
Yes, it did.
Okay, then I'm gonna stand on top of the crate and look in the group,
Alright,
whatever that crowd is.
and that's where you notice that there appear to be two dragon knights in the center of it. One seems to be wearing pristine black armor, and seems to be arguing with someone else who seems to be wearing like simple chainmails, probably a new recruit or something like that. The one in the black garb, he appears to be a high elf of some type. The other one, the shorter one, seems to be a half orc, from what it looks like. And the two of them are arguing fiercely. And you notice that the recruit seems like they're about to draw their blade, while the older one just seems calm and collected and doesn't seem like he's about to fight or anything.
Does the older one seem like he's intentionally angering the half-orc?
Roll me insight.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
an insight
I'm just gonna
right
use
there,
the
my
bot for this.
Alright.
Can I sneak around the opposite side from that kid?
Yes, you roll me okay, so you're gonna try and slip through the people?
Yeah.
Roll me a sleight of hand. Wait, do you want to stay hidden? Is my question.
No, not really.
Roll me sleight of hand.
Still pretty grumpy.
Oh wait,
Sleight of hand.
wait. Are you gonna try and like force your way through, or just slip? Then, if that's the case,
Just slip.
sleight of hand.
13.
It takes some effort, but thankfully, due to your size, you actually roll that with advantage. Because I forgot, you are a smaller creature than these other people.
Fuck me! Yeah, 13.
You didn't roll higher than 13.
Yeah, the other one was a 6.
Alright, you think, so, despite your size, it does take a bit to get through the crowd because they're just so packed in there, but you are able to eventually get through, and you see the same thing from your end. But you're on the opposite side of Cassius, and you're actually in the forefront of this argument now, and you can actually hear the conversation.
Oh, what are they saying?
So the half-orc is speaking to the older man. It's like, you knew damn well that was my contract. That was my job, and you took it from me. And she seems very. And this is the half-orc that's saying this. And she's like, well, what else can I expect from a Magnus? You guys are nothing but thieves anyway. That's why the Dragon Knights don't even like your family. And you notice the older man appears to be slightly annoyed by that, and he simply says, well, I'm going to ignore that comment, Troga, but I'd say it'd be best if you kept your mouth shut. After all, you are the one about to brandish a weapon at me, and I'm your superior, so I think it'd be best if you didn't let things escalate. And he has this very particular tone when he says escalate as he stares her down. He knows that he seems to stand up straighter, and and despite the fact that this is a half-orc, he towers over her at like 8 feet tall.
He grows in size as he says escalate.
And you notice that he has a bit of draconic features grow on him as he stares at her and says, I'm not like the other ones. I won't take slander from you knights that easily.
Bruh. Can I roast some fucking history on that name?
Alright.
Hey guys, would you look? It's another person who's taller than me.
I know, right?
It's
Fucking tall
normal.
people, SMH. Man, wouldn't it be great to be fucking tall?
What'd you roll?
26.
Magnus is okay, so this is more what you've heard from Salsu, because you did get information from her about things going on across Laos during her stay in the tower. But the Magnus family, she brought you some books about some of the noble families of Laos. But Magnus is one of the first houses that joined the Dragon Knights. And what's funny is that they're specifically a house of dragons. Like, every single member of the Magnus house is a dragon themselves. And that would explain the draconic features that you're seeing on this Magnus. His growing in size as a high elf. He isn't actually one. He's a dragon himself.
Okay.
And due to the fact that you are a kobold and you have a bit of connection with dragons, from what you can tell, he's probably an ancient dragon. From the vibe you're getting.
Wowee.
Does
Alright.
a 10 of sleight of hand get me through the crowd as well? Or no?
You're not going to be able to get all the way through the crowd. Maybe you make it like midway through.
Okay.
Okay. I gotta ask, how hot is this guy?
Roll a d10.
None. Give me a second. He's
What's
a 10.
wrong?
On a
I
scale
rolled.
of 1d20.
I rolled a 10.
So he's super hot.
Fucking smoking. Do
10.
I have to roll a charisma save on
Solid
that guy?
10.
Go ahead.
Holy
So,
shit.
so what would charisma level would that be?
I think that's a 20 charisma. I'm gonna be real here, Chief.
God, fucking
SMDH, imagine
what
being
is that
20 charisma. Oh, wait.
Wait, did Desolo roll another one? Oh my god.
Oh god! Oh no, I'm fine.
I had to see if I could get through the crowd again, but I only got one higher, so it's 11.
Alright, I guess.
Yeah, he's
guys,
alright.
Imagine being 20 charisma. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 people in here with 20 charisma.
Yo, stop
20 charisma,
messing
gang.
with your 20 charisma.
Anyway, so he's annoyed and he says, "Now step back." And she says, "I'm not afraid of you, Magnus. You might be a dragon, but you can die just as easy as everyone else can. Give or take 1,000 more. Give or take 1,000 more arrows, guns, or swords. I would agree with you there."
Okay, so does this get me the rest of the way through the crowd? Sorry, I finished.
Yes, it can. You are able to
Okay.
get your way through the rest of the crowd. And then he simply says, "Now I'd suggest that you walk away now." And then I need all of you to roll me a wisdom save.
There it is.
Even
Ooh,
me?
okay.
Yes.
I'm far away.
You're not 120 feet away, so I'm gonna need you to roll a save for me.
I have that kind of vision, but damn.
Nat 20.
What was the plus?
Nat 20!
4.
So 24?
Yes.
Okay, give me a second.
Okay, so we have one on one end with net.
Why
20,
is
one on
it
the
2
other end
crits
with
in a
4.
row?
Why
in
are
the
we
middle
all
of
getting Nat
13.
20s?
I
Wait,
used the bot and I still got a crit.
did all of you get nat 20s?
Except
yeah,
for
and we
Car.
both rolled 22!
All of us except for Car.
Give me
I
a
get nat
give me
20,
a second.
sorry.
We all just stand there.
Okay, so who got less
What are
than
you trying?
Okay, who got less than a 21?
Me.
Car. Just Car.
Okay,
Yeah.
Car, you feel I'm sorry about this, but actually no, wait, hold up.
No, you ain't.
Actually no,
Shut the hell up.
Daniel's right there with you.
Yay!
Des-
And the entire rest of the party, but I guess we can like leave them.
Desi got a nat 1.
Amara's
Oh,
got-
no!
Zoya got-
Crit squad. Let's-
Zoya got a nat 20.
What?
What the heck, Zoya?
Oh, and Salsu failed.
Oh no!
Yay.
So
We
Salsu
pissed our pants together.
So Salsu, Desi, and Krasen, you feel this presence suddenly begin to appear and suddenly fill 100 of the entire crowd. And you guys can feel this too, but it doesn't affect you guys as much because thankfully your willpower was able to overpower it. But you feel this frightful aura as you don't want to get any closer to this guy. In fact, you actually despite you probably trying, you actually start moving back away from Magnus.
Bum, 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 bum.
Actually, no.
Nope.
Not
Nope.
really,
Nope.
Price.
Nope.
It's also attributed to other types of dragons. But yes, so that happens, and then you notice, and for example, the half-orc has a nat 1, and you see her shaking, like her hand holding onto her sword shaking, and she's like, "Fine," and she sheaths her sword and walks away.
Wow, that's scary.
Mm.
And then Magnus looks to the rest of the Dragon Knights and says, "I don't think this was a show. Go back to what you were doing beforehand." And the crowd starts dispersing, some quicker than others because they were also affected by this aura.
Oh,
I'ma just stand in place.
And then
Hopefully, if I stay still enough, you won't notice me.
and then you notice that the frightful presence goes away, and he sort of like shifts down to more of a 6-foot size, and he starts stretching like and then he walks away.
Damn.
He walks towards the Dragon Citadel, in fact, heading into the
I
castle.
want to talk to that bitch.
Well, the frightful presence
Sounds
is
like a
over.
Cool guy.
You are no longer frightened by him, by the way.
Well, I mean, look, the frightful presence may go away, but memories are forever.
True. And Desi says, what was that?" And Daniel says, I think that guy was a dragon."
A
You
sexy
didn't
dragon.
Can I
say.
roll? Can I
drink
roll Arcana
when I
on
always
his
remember.
power?
Roll Arcana.
Yeah.
Sea dragon. Wait.
That's a 12.
He's old, from what you can tell. He's an older dragon.
So his oldness probably gives him powers.
Actually, that is how dragons work. The older they get, the more powerful they become.
I see now.
Just the phrasing I loved. His oldness gives him powers.
It does. But yes, so you see, so that happens, and Cassius like, this is why I don't like talking to dragon people.
Yo, can I fucking hug Cassius?
Yeah, and she kind of like hugs you back,
Aww.
guys.
Hug me, I'm scared.
She like hugs you back, and like she's like, of course you were scared, and she's trying to sound calm about it, but you notice the cracking in her voice too, as if she was just as scared.
It's okay.
Are you two okay?
Yeah,
I'm
just.
fine, thank you.
Just wasn't expecting that much frightening in the air, I guess.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
Desolo just kind of gives a slight smile when you guys hug. He doesn't really say anything else.
And then
I'm gonna roll some insight on that bitch.
on who?
Oh, me? Okay.
On Desolo.
Alright.
Should I roll deception?
If you're trying to hide it.
What did Desolo
Whatever.
say?
I don't need to decide it. I just smiled at them
Okay,
as
well,
they hugged.
well then this is automatic.
I want to know what's behind that smile with my 21.
That's an automatic success anyway, because he's not trying to hide it. But Desolo, how do you feel behind that smile?
It's nice. He likes the hugs. It's warm and shit and everything. And like he misses his family.
Want a hug too?
If you offer, maybe. Like you see it, so are you gonna offer a hug as well?
Yeah, I'll open up a hand. You can join too. It's a group hug.
And like he's just like frozen for a second, and then he looks both ways, and then he slowly like just latches on.
Yeah, Cassius just kind of waving his hands like, yeah, you know it. You want one.
And with that, Desi and well, I feel like Desi more. I feel like, I'm trying to think who
The
would.
fucking pet rat Malculum also joins in.
Oh my god. What about you? What about you, Rupert? What do you do?
Oh,
Rupert's
snap,
just
it's a
standing
rat.
there awkwardly.
And that's when Desi just kind of like is like, well, if it's group hug, then everybody join. And then she just grabs everyone else and brings them into the group hug.
No,
Rupert dodges.
I don't want to be dragged into a group
Rupert
hug.
tries to dodge. What do I need to roll?
Roll me a strength check because you have to beat Desi's strength.
Can I not avoid her grabbing him?
How
I wanna
does a 21 sound?
Give me a second. I have to grab Zoya's. Actually, no, I don't, because I know that she's proficient in that, and I have the tracker for a reason. Alright, so Desi. Alright, Alright, you were able to slip out of Desi's grasp, yes. What about you? You can roll acrobatics or athletics in order to get out of it. Cassius. Ugh, I get this
I'm
right.
gonna roll acrobatics.
Roll.
These are very
Yeah.
fragrant twizzlers.
Unfortunately, Desi, you were not able to wrangle out of Desi's grasp as you are dragged into the group hug, and Zoya doesn't really fight it much.
Aw, Zoya.
And Daniel kind of joins in too, and Daniel's kind of like get dragged into. He's like, this is nice.
Rupert looks at you guys and goes, "Oh, aren't you guys cute?"
Get in here.
Rupert hug.
I'm good right now. Thank you for the offer, though.
The fact that Cassius isn't as interested paints the most beautiful picture for me.
Wow.
I've just got the grumpy cat on fucking Cassius's face right
Yes!
now.
Oh my gosh. So with that, the hug ends, and well, Salsy's like, okay, let's get in here, so we can report to the big guy.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't Sasu not allowed in here?
Actually, when you guys were heading into the Citadel the first time, she kind of like walked away from the group, and then when you guys got through, there she was on the other side.
What? I'm a not question that because that is something that probably I normally experience. But we're gonna keep walking.
Yeah, if anyone questioned her on it, she would have just said, "Hey, I'm stealthy for. Hey, I know my way around cities."
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Okay.
Classic Sasu.
And with that, you guys walk in, and again, there's the elevator scene where we're like, "Oh, here to report to the Magister Aratus."
Sure.
Yes.
And guys are launched up to the top.
Sorry, I'm not used to elevation.
And instead of seeing the secretary outside the door, who looks slightly interesting, you see 2 royal guards outside the door.
Hi.
And they simply stare at you. As you walk up, and they're like, "Halt! No one is
They
allowed
probably have business. Is there a wait? Are there some waiting chairs around here?
in." There are, in fact.
I'm sitting in one.
No.
I
What?
get one.
All right. Daniel kind of sits down as well,
Yeah.
and same with
Yeah,
Saosu.
Flex.
Saosu sits
Why
down
you
to
hussing
Krasen,
me?
Dude, I know what time it is.
and then they're kind of just sitting.
I want to do something while we're sitting down.
What do you want to do?
I was about to say
I
Flex
want
sits
to take
down.
out my chunk of wood and start carving a wand.
You start doing that, and Daniel just looks at you horrified as you see. He's like, "You're gonna carve it here on this nice carpet?"
Oh, well, I mean, I'll take the pieces with me.
and kind of like so wait, so what do you do with the pieces exactly?
I guess
kinda
what I'll
sitting.
do is I'll take my bag of holding and set it down, and then I'll just carve the pieces into my bag of holding.
All right.
I'm just
Can I
sitting
add
down.
wood chips to my inventory?
Oh, that's good.
Go ahead.
Wood shavings more.
Wood shavings, yes.
Yeah.
You are going to unfortunately, you're going to have a lot of wood shavings, by the way, because you are carving off you got about 2 pounds of wood, and a wand is I believe it was 2 pounds to be exact.
Wait, a wand take
No,
whole
how many pounds of wood did you buy last time?
2 pounds of wood.
Yeah, a wand, I believe I said cost a quarter, so yeah, you can make it. So you're going to be able to start working on 1 wand currently. 4 wands technically, since you're working on a pound of it at a time.
Fuck, I'm gonna start cooking burgers.
Wait,
Ooh.
so 2 pounds makes how many?
Dog.
2 pounds, okay, a wand is a quarter pound of wood. You have 2 pounds, so you're going to be able to make 8 woods when you're done with all 2 pounds.
Okay.
You're currently working.
1.7.
Beetle crisp ASMR.
Yes.
You're going to do what?
Fuck yeah.
You're going to do what price?
I'll change my inventory to this.
Okay. Alright then. Roll me a d20, please. Roll your crafting stat.
Smoot. Come on, Smoot.
I'm actually gonna roll with my hands. Give me a second.
Come on, Schwartz.
Come on, Schwartz. I love
One
Spaceballs.
second.
Uh,
Here,
forget
I'll
the
give you that
baseball.
roll, but just continue without me.
What car?
Alright, so you're all sitting there for a while, and they're just kind of like...
I'm
what
just
is
sitting in the chair, just angrily kicking my feet and crossing my arms like a grumpy child.
And Desolo's feeding his rat some fucking breadcrumbs.
it? You see Daniel's
He
just...
now gets hungry.
Disgusting.
Daniel's just messing with his necklace, kind of, and Desi and Zoya are just sitting there relaxing somewhat. And that's when Amara shows up as well. She's finally able to arrive, along with Etias.
Oh, hey, Amara.
Oh, hello!
Glad you came to the party!
And then you see her notice the royal guard she found and says, "What's going on exactly?"
I don't know. I think there's a meeting, so we're waiting for it to end.
didn't know the dragon knights would be here. I mean, didn't know the royal guards would be here. That's peculiar.
I'm gonna roll insight on that.
On Amara?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Doesn't take a fucking genius to know you royal guards are supposed to be here.
15.
Unfortunately, she rolled higher, so you're not really able to tell much.
Hmm.
She keeps herself closely guarded. Alright,
17 on wood carving.
was that with all your stats and everything?
Yeah, that I rolled a 7, and then I added my proficiency,
Jesus
which is
Christ,
10.
this house
Did
is
you
trying
add
to kill me.
did you add +1 because you have the tools?
Oh no, it's an 18.
Alright.
Thanks for telling me that.
Yeah, I just wanted
Bro,
to
where my hammies at?
I just wanted to check to make sure. You
Car, I just... Sorry.
you make actually you make a superior quality wand, by the way.
Just
Hell
text
yeah.
me in a chat.
Yes. That you were able to make a superior quality wand, so nice job there. But anyway, and then Zoya is kind of like looking over too. In fact, she's gonna roll insight on this. Zoya has no clue what's going on. She rolled an @1.
Dude, I'm gonna like hold up my wand and just look around and see if anyone's looking at me.
Keep in mind, it's only half of a wand currently because you haven't spent enough time to where you can fully finish it.
Okay, I'll note that. Thanks for telling me.
Yeah. But once you finish this wand, it will be superior quality based off the work that you've done so far. So it is worth 1.2 times the normal value of a wand.
Dude, can people make a DC 5 wisdom saving throw against my ASMR wood shaving?
If they want. Oh, what happened to...
Wait, what now?
No.
No.
Roll a what now?
No, he said roll a DC 5 ASMR wisdom save, and I'm like, if they want to?
Sure, I guess.
If any of you actually fail this.
A wisdom save.
So what happened to...
You have to get a crit.
Yeah.
13, so I'm fine.
Yeah, you're fine.
I passed as well by a long shot.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone else basically passed.
It's my secret ability, ASMR.
And that's when you
Who
see
just came back?
that was Car. And that's when you see a woman walk out of the room, and it's the secretary, and she's like, "Oh, you guys are here. I didn't think you'd be back that
Yeah.
fast. Come in. Sorry for the wait." And the royal guards kind of stare at her like gawk her, and she's like, "Let them through."
And I let Melkulum go back into my pocket.
All right.
I store my stuff and then I head over.
All right. So you guys, by the way, Car, are you there?
Back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys walk in, and you see two people sitting at the table. You see Magister Primus Herodotus, and then you see this man, and what appears to be noble garb, but it's embroiled with dragon iconography.
What's this man's
Ooh.
species?
He is human.
Ah.
He's
Swear
human.
to God, if it's fucking Darius. Oh wait, no, Hersa now.
He has black hair. He has what appears to be blue eyes. He appears to be in his.
He has black hair and blue eyes. I swear to God.
But he does have tan skin, is the thing. Interestingly enough, and you do
Me, but on finals week.
and Amara you see Amara just stop and glare.
Oh, does she think he's hot?
It's not hotness. I'm gonna tell you that.
I
right
don't
now.
think
You don't
so.
glare at hot people.
And Zoya
I don't know.
pauses too, and she's kind of like doesn't want to go any further, and Daniel's just, and you see Daniel pale as he sees the guy, and he's like, oh, and he just like freezes as well. And
What about South too?
Saucy doesn't seem to give a fuck.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't either. So
And that's
I'm gonna go over to.
And that's when Primus Sans, as he
Prime.
sees you all arrive, and he says, "Oh, friends, welcome. Sorry about the wait outside. My friend's guards here were kind of protecting him. Everyone, this is Imperator Gallus Maximus Solanus."
Hello.
And Daniel immediately just falls on his knees and bows.
I ain't gonna do that.
Wait,
That's a
who
bit
does?
awkward.
Daniel
I guess
does.
I'll do a
Daniel
weird commoner bow.
Daniel just bows absolutely to this guy because this is the Emperor of Lallas, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! I forgot how I felt about him. I'm just gonna bow, I guess.
All right. Sao Su, not wanting to make a scene, sort of bows as well. While Desi's just kind of like looking at you guys like kind of weirdly, but she kind of like does a bit of a salute. And Amara and Zoya both don't say
Keith, check
anything.
your PMs.
I didn't get anything.
I'm about to send it.
All right.
Also, have we run into humans before? I forget.
Yes, humans are common in Lallas. Dude, you were in the military, my guy. You knew his brother.
Well, I was about to say, do I know him directly from my time at the academy, though?
He didn't get a chance to visit the academy because he's only been emperor for 3 months, mind you.
Well, yes, but he might have visited
months.
before he became emperor.
Actually, no, he was more of the noble side of things. He wasn't as military-minded as his brother was. You would have seen Marcus at the academy here and there, but not Gallus.
All right.
And Gallus says, "It's a pleasure to meet all of you." He says, smiling. Amara and Zoya don't say anything.
Rupert's just sort of standing there like, I know
Hello!
I recognized you from somewhere.
Oh, Professor Rupert Longbottom, correct?
I.
My brother spoke.
There we go.
My brother spoke well of you before the incident. He said that you were quite a good teacher from when he was able to catch your lessons. Anyway.
But no one I know would say I was a good teacher.
Well, that always is teachers, aren't they? And then Primus says, Gallus was just here visiting on some urgent business, but I'm actually glad that you all arrived. You arrived at the perfect moment because I was just about to bring this up. Were you all able to deal with the matter at hand?
No.
Somewhat.
We
have
No.
information.
No.
His smile falls, and he's like, And Gallus kind of like looks at Primus. He's like, Primus, what are they talking about? And the secretary kind of like steps in, and she says, they were sent on an assignment to deal with a matter, and it appears it didn't go that well. And you notice that she seems to walk over to Primus as she does and stands next to him and she says, yes, I kind of noticed that, Paborn. But and then he says, Gallus, that group that had been causing trouble around Lallas, I had hired this group to deal with them because supposedly they were in Hersa. But apparently that didn't go well, he says, looking at all of you. Raising
They
an
have
eyebrow.
a lot of manpower, so to say. Not really mans, though.
But there were 10 of you.
I mean, out of character, I want to argue with that, but
in character.
In character, I'll say, yeah, those things were pretty strong in the sewers.
Yeah, totally.
Please sit down. I'd like to discuss this further. And that's Gallus saying that as he's still sitting himself.
Yeah, okay.
By the way,
Cassius.
as you guys move,
Why don't you get briefed on by one of them and see how good you do?
By the way, when you guys move fully into the room, you notice that there are royal guards circling the outside, basically, all standing there at the ready.
Wowza.
Yeah. Amara and Zoya and Yetias sit as far away from the Imperator as possible, and Desi will kind of sit near you guys.
I just sit wherever South suits in. Actually, no! I'm gonna sit across from Cassius.
Alright.
Wait, what's the shape of this table?
It's actually a long table, kind of. And by the way, each chair is specifically fitted for certain heights. So like, there's some heights meant for shorter members, some for taller members, stuff like that. So the chairs are kind of like
Where would Rupert fit? You know, he is a tall dwarf according to everyone.
you'd be sitting kind of near you'd be sitting kind of near one of the ends because that is where the taller chair. That's where the shorter chairs would be, since they kind of like the chairs grow taller as you go towards the center, basically.
Wait, even with him being 6'3".
You're tall. Shorter chairs are at the.
Wait,
Remember, when I mean taller chairs, that means that they're for short people.
Yeah.
You have to sit at the end because you're tall.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yes.
wait, Rupert is a 6'3" dwarf?
Yep.
I thought he was like
He's got
5'4".
a really
How are you
long
even a
bottom.
dwarf at that point?
Some kinky shit went down with an elf.
Oh my god.
That's not a
He's got-
dwarf. That's like, that's a tall human.
I'll go to a quick
ugly
discussion.
thing called a dwell.
Okay, I'm gonna have to copy that and put that in the recording for you guys.
I'm a very tall midget.
Yes.
That would in fact be Rupert.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally not because the dwarf bonuses are good.
But yes, that is
Oh
what
god, that was horrible. Why the fuck did I do that?
I don't know. Anyway, so Gallus asks, so what happened exactly?
Well, we got a hint by a certain half-orc, an elderly one. He did want us to say something about not forgetting about the poor people. So just take note of that. And
Yes.
he basically told us where the Black Dragon group would be hiding,
Mm-hmm.
which was the sewers.
Alright, and you all went into these sewers to investigate. I must say, you're rather clean for heading into that place.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we
cleaned us
are.
up.
Oh, spellcaster.
Yeah,
It's always handy to have one of those.
very.
And then
Anyway,
so I must ask, where were you at when you discovered the location? You said you entered the sewers, but where at?
the slums, specific. One second, let me check the.
Alright.
I'm pretty sure it was the Imperators.
And then you see both the Magister and Tavern both kind of like their eyes widen as they realize, and he says, "That close? Right under our noses?" Gala says, "It'll be something that I guess we'll have to increase security around the palace if that's the case. But go on, continue."
So, basically, we entered the room, or not the room, we entered the sewers, and there was a bunch of puzzles and traps down there for some reason. Well, probably because it's their base. I don't know why they have puzzles, though. Anyway.
Allow me to clarify. My brother studied this rather well, and he told me stories of this back then. But the sewers of Hersa were also meant to be a labyrinth in the way, in case enemies ever invaded the city through the sewers. They'd have to solve puzzles, or they'd have to. They gave them the option to solve puzzles and find a safer way through, but there was always another way to skip the puzzles. The only problem was that there would be a trap in the way, which would, as you know, kill whoever tried to snake through. That would be the reason why the puzzles are down there. They're meant to deter invaders. Unfortunately, the secrets of those puzzles kind of faded with time as Hersa became more protected, so we don't really head into the sewers as much, and when we do, we usually try to keep a scholar with us so that way they know what the answers would be.
I see.
Yes.
Well, after we got in deep enough, we found these weird, molten dragon wormling things. What were they again?
Daniel's...
Any of you guys know?
Yeah, let's see it. Any you guys want to say?
They did fireblade damage, that's all I know. Oh, they were like super old too. They were like ancient.
Alright.
These things were young ones.
And they were like, yeah, so they were like only formed by one specific way.
Damn. And then Daniel kind of chimes in. He says, they were flame dragons, I believe. Daniel says, kind of like really nervous in a room like this.
Yeah, I think they had some special property, like they weren't supposed to be on this plane.
They're native to the plane of fire, Primus says as he chimes in. What were they doing?
Yeah, so they had those down there, and we had to fight them off.
I know why.
They were very strong.
Yes, they happen to form a very specific type of fire native to the plane of fire, unfortunately. I apologize, but that was a failure on our part. Some scholars in the past tried to tame the flame dragons so that way we could add them to our ranks. And let's just say that the experiment did not go that well. So they went loose, and we've been trying to round them up ever since.
Oh, I thought they had to do with the Black Dragon people.
They might have.
Anyway,
but we do have our own to deal with.
Yeah.
We continue.
Well, as we got further in, we discovered an area where they had seemed to sacrifice a bunch of creatures. I think they were draconic creatures. And there was a magic circle in there that was used for a true polymorph ritual.
And then Chamsy says, draconic creatures? Any particular types?
Does anyone else remember this?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
He said draconic creatures, and Primus asked, draconic creatures, you say? Any particular type?
Half dragons.
And then that's when Gallus perks up and he says, half dragons, you say?
Mm-hmm.
That's rather interesting. And he kind of like looks at Primus, who gives a glance back, and there seems to be something unsaid between them as they're staring at each other. And then they turn back to you and say, all right, and so the true polymorph, I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the spell, Gallus asks as he looks to you all.
Basically, it's supposed to permanently transform something into a different creature.
And you say they had, but really, I didn't know that spell, I didn't know that that sounds like a powerful spell, but I didn't know that it would require sacrifices like that. Some spells do, but they're not commonly taught. This might have been something old, Pavern says as she chimes in. If anything, this might have been a more mutated version of it if they had to use sacrifices.
Reginald chimes in. Rupert chimes in. They're probably trying to magnify the power using some old technique.
Yes, that would be rather smart, in fact. Magic is known to slightly be empowered by the life force that you put into it, because the weave does, in fact, sort of mess with our lives in a way, and using someone's soul for that type of spell would empower it somewhat. But to what ends? And then Gallus notes that he says, yes. What was the purpose for them doing that? Did you find out what they created with the true polymorph?
I didn't, but I'm pretty sure Zoya and Amara should know, because they saw into the area where the main forces were. We didn't go in there, because we probably would have died. There were like 100 or something people in there, including the boss.
Zoya chimes in and says there weren't hundreds of them. From what my count was, I noticed at least 2 or 3. I noticed at least 2 or 3 normal guards, anyway. But from what we saw...
Wait, there were only 2 or... I thought you said back then that it was loud and raucous and had like 70 people in it.
Nope, I said that there were 4 people of note out of character. I said...
What about the others?
The others, you weren't able to see them completely in the room, so this is off Zoya's point of view.
Yeah, but I should be able to tell through hearing if there's a lot of people. Like a school cafeteria or just a meeting room.
Well, there was silence, mind you. The racket came from the room that was on the other side.
Oh, well then whatever.
Also,
there were people in there, but we were already in.
But Zoya continues and she says, but yes, I noticed 2 or 3 people standing guard on my side of the room. But the thing that they had made was a giant half-dragon, to be exact. It appears that he might have been the subject of that experiment, and they changed him. He's rather huge. In fact, he's the size of, say, and then he motions to Etios, and he says, him if he was in his full dragon form, a large dragon, in fact, and Primus just says, God, it looks like you were planning with that. Did you see anything else? And it says, yes, I saw 4 people, in fact. And then she says, one of them appeared to be a mage of sorts. The other one a lupin. One heavily armored man, and the fourth was another armored man that we run into before. She says. She looks at Rupert.
Ah, yes, that would be one of my former students. Though I do not have any idea what he was doing.
From what you remember, he was conspiring with the other people in the room. And Gallus says, "Did you hear any conversation from them?" And Zoya simply says, "No, I didn't hear anything."
I have the
Wait,
name of the
Zoya
student.
didn't hear them?
That's what she's saying.
Well, I was listening in pretty close,
Yes.
even though I was further away.
So because of your inside knowledge, you guys were able to hear this because the door is open, but from what your inside knowledge is, you know that Zoya is lying.
Okay.
Lying about? Sorry.
She said that they didn't say anything, and Amara says, "I didn't hear anything either."
Huh.
Yeah, well, I heard some pretty whack stuff.
Did he actually just use the word whack in a sentence?
Yeah, it was whack.
I care.
And Gallus looks to the rest of
I'm
the
gonna
group
whack
and,
you!
says, and asks, "Did you all hear anything?"
Yeah, I heard some weird stuff.
And he looks
Nope.
and says, he says, "Nope." And then Daniel kind of like looks at you guys and just kind of like curious like what you guys are doing. And then Gallus looks to
I don't got ears.
And then Gallus looks to Cassius and asks, "What did you hear?"
Well, I remember them saying they didn't actually want to kill a bunch of people, surprisingly enough. The one of the people sounded like he was really angry at another one for causing all those attacks.
So you're saying that there's infighting with this Black Dragon group?
Yeah, there's definitely infighting.
That could work to our favor. Did they happen to say anything? Were there any other qualities about these 4 people? And Zoya.
I don't know anything other than their voices. One was gruff, one was commanding, one
One of them.
one of them was normal and another was really weird.
One was Zoya. Then says one was human. That was the one that Rupert has a connection with. Another one appeared to be. He was clad in armor, so we couldn't really tell what he was exactly. The other one was in mage robes. He had covered his face too well. But the last one appeared to be an assassin of sorts. And then Gallus pokes up. An assassin, you say? Huh. Well, that's rather interesting. Did they say anything to this assassin? And he looks to Cassius.
I can't recall any specifics. I do believe that they are planning an attack. I think it was like a manor or a house that they were gonna attack. Are there any important children that they might want to take?
Do you ask that in character?
Yeah, I can't really recall it that well. Unless you want me to roll history to remember.
Gallus, Primus, and Pavon all 3 look at each other. Knowingly. And they look back to you and Gallus asks, the Imperator's manor?
Yeah, I think that was it. I'm not sure if they said it specifically, though. I mean, out of character, he's 20 int, but I can't remember this stuff. It's been 2 weeks.
That's fine. You are doing well.
I took Spark notes on it, basically.
And then Primus says, and you said important children.
Yeah, I think they might go after the children in there.
Yep. He stops you immediately midway in your sentence, and he looks at Gallus, and Gallus says, "Guards, leave us." And all the guards walk out the room, and Pavon shuts the doors tight, and you see her activate a magic seal that covers the room, and then Gallus says, "Continue."
So, I mean, that's what I was saying. They wanna attack the manor. I think they're soon. I'm not sure how soon, but
They
soon enough.
look at each other and says, "The manor's been run down for some time ever since the assassination." And you said important children.
Yeah.
And he looks at the rest of the group and says, "Do any of you know what children he was talking about?"
Would my character have been listening
Yes.
at the time?
Yes.
Can I? Would he know if
Roll
you know,
history.
I rolled a history check?
Roll history for me.
It was a nat 20.
Give me a second.
Someone's got a better memory than me. Jeez.
Back.
All right.
It's been a
back.
day game, but it's
I
been
mean,
2
before-
weeks IRL. This is discombobulating.
Before they say anything, like Crest is just gonna put his hand on his head on his hand and just be like, "Well, there's this Lupin assassin guy who could go through portals. I think he's going after your son."
But Rupert, you're about it, and okay. Actually, let me just. Okay, I'm just gonna type this real quick.
Ugh.
Alright. Give me a sec.
That's what you remember, Rupert.
Damn.
Just as a warning, since my friend here can't quite remember, it's a Lupin assassin. He's going after the Royal Protector and heir.
And Gallus and like that entire side of them, the three of them just freeze. And Gallus,
So I guess we should probably do something about that.
And Gallus looks to Krasen. He says, "I have no children. It's not my son." And then Amara chimes in and says, "Are you saying?" And then Primus cuts in and says, "The heir that they're talking about could be one of Marcus's." And immediately Amara stands up and says, "Did you know of this? That Marcus's heir might still be out there?" And Primus says, "There were suspicions, of course, but there was only one person who knows for sure. And who would that be, sir?" And he says, "The man that they're hunting down." And then Daniel says, "The Royal Protector." Yes, he's the only one who knows for sure. And Gallus cuts in and says, "You've stumbled onto quite a conspiracy, my friends."
Yes, of course we have.
One that threatens the very kingdom that we've all been born in and derive all of our life off of.
Yep.
And Desi kind of says, "I'm confused. What exactly do you mean?" And Gallus says, "These 3 months ago, my brother, you remember, the emperor was assassinated. We thought him and all of his children lost, but we never found his body, and we accounted for all but one body. And then Canis, the Royal Protector, came back to us, and he told us that there's a chance that the royal heir might still be out there, and that he would look for him. And apparently this Black Dragon group seems to know the same thing and appear to be hunting him down."
Could that mean the Royal Protector is a part of them?
"I doubt it. He's fiercely loyal to Marcus and his children. He wouldn't dare harm them."
Fair enough.
And Daniel kind of says, "So wait, if the royal heir is alive, what does that say about you?" And Gallus says, and Amara kind of says that he's not fit for the throne since there is an heir. And Gallus kind of looks at her and says, "When he's officially recognized, yes. When he's returned safely to Hersa, he can have his throne back, but for now, I'm the only one that the people know of."
Hey, can I make a, what check would I roll for Cassius to see if he knows what Watchers are?
Roll a Arcana check.
Can
Alright.
I check to sense if there's like anybody listening in on us or anything?
Actually, the glyph, thanks to your natural attunement to magic, you notice that the glyph that Pavone activated is actually a glyph that protects against scrying and other magical divination spells. Basically,
Well, yes, but can I check if there's, you know, like somebody hiding in the rafters or something?
roll perception.
It was another nat 20.
There was no one here.
My rolls are insane tonight.
Also,
It's
Cassius,
almost like, you know.
there's not much on the Watchers to be exact. They're a fable of like a fable of anything, not for the fact that one is a royal protector of Hersa. But from what you know, on the Lallis side of things, they are immortal beings that are destined to protect the Emperor of Kessia, basically. And since Lallis considers itself the successor to the Kessian Empire, they have their own protector. Watchers cannot die. At least it takes a bit for them to die. They can return back to life, and their magic is based around them letting souls pass on. But from what you know, a Watcher is a very old being that basically is immune to death in a way. After killing them enough times, they might stay down, but it takes a lot of effort, and they are a dangerous enemy to be feared.
Okay. I'm gonna chime in and say, by the way, they mentioned something about making sure a Watcher stayed dead. You guys know of any?
That is the royal protector that we mentioned, Canis. He is a Watcher. He's been the Watcher for the past 2 centuries.
Alright.
And you notice that Primus says he became the royal protector around the time that I first joined the Dragon Knights. And then Gallo Castillon says, "So what happened exactly? Were you able to deal with this group at all, or?"
Wait, can you repeat that?
He says, "Were you able?" So after you found out this information, what happened next?
After we found out all of this information, we retreated from the sewers and reported back here.
You left them in the sewers.
Well, I believe they left first using a portal.
You didn't. Alright, did all of them leave? Did only some of them?
I'm not exactly sure. I didn't see in there.
Only the 4 main leaders left. Zoya chimes in. The rest of them stayed behind, including the large half dragon, to be exact. Including the large half dragon, to be exact. And Gallus says, "So there's still a presence down in the sewers."
That's right.
And he looks to you all and says, and then he looks to Primus and says, "Well, you did hire them for this." And he seems to get rather cold at that, and Primus says, "I'm afraid, my friends, that job that I hired you for is still ongoing.
Okay.
So you'll have to go back down there and deal with them."
Okay. Use the information as you will. We'll go clean out the sewers.
Good. And then Dre kind of chimes in and says, "You act like as if you knew all of this." And Gala says, "We
Wait,
did."
who's saying that?
Zoya did. She says, "You act like as if you knew all of this." And Zoya says, "We did. Or we do, rather. And you said to keep this a secret? Well, we didn't know for sure if it was true or not. Besides, you had to make sure your little slavery law went through." Zoya cuts in, and Galvus kind of like sours at that, and he says, It wasn't my law and it wasn't my choice. And you hear Amara say under her breath, bullshit. And oh yeah, so and Sausu kind of like says, "You mean that you didn't pass this whole law and everything? You didn't pass a law that brought back slavery?" And Gallus says, "No, I didn't. I'm sorry, but I really can't believe that well."
I'm gonna press X to doubt.
And Gallus says, "I wasn't Imperator at the time." And Amara and Zoya both look at him kind of weirdly, and he simply says, they had a closed doors meeting before I was established as Imperator, where they overrode Marcus's veto on the slavery law, passing it in secret. The event that you called the passing was the ratification, and they saved that for after they elected me Imperator.
Can I insight that?
Go.
Make sure he's telling the truth.
Go right ahead.
Alright, I'm gonna hit that with a. That's a 16.
He is telling the truth. He is not lying at all.
Look at that.
And Zoya then says, "And you didn't stop it," and says, I'm the last of the Solanas. I'm the last of the.
He's the last of the what?
I'm the last of the Solanas bloodline. I'm all that stands between my family and going down into history as a dead lineage. So you were scared. My brother and all of my nieces and nephews and my sister-in-law were killed 3 months ago. And I have no clue and I had no clue if the people that did it were aiming for me next. I had no clue who planned it. So yes, I was.
I was about to say, I honestly would believe you if he was scared. I would have been scared as well.
And Primus says he had to think of not only his life, but the life of all of Lalas as well. If the Solanas lines ends, we'd have to go back through dozens of bloodlines to find the next heir. We don't know how much time that would take, and there would be no one on the throne as a result. And to be quite honest, considering the Assembly's policy on people, you wouldn't have exactly liked them to have total power.
You've got a very fair point.
Especially on the Rusonic sides of things, since the majority of those Assembly members were the ones who voted the law into passing anyway. And Zoe kind of goes quiet at that revelation. And Amara can't seem to say much else, neither can Yetias, as they're just sitting there stewing in what they learned. And then Primus sighs and says, "You didn't come here to learn about politics. You came here to do a job, and now this job has gotten a lot worse from what it appears."
Very.
What's the timetable on you being able to complete this task?
I'd say
Now.
we need probably 2 more days at minimum.
Could you push it to tomorrow? I don't want to give them any more time to plan.
I'm pushing it
Okay.
to now!
Do you guys have an infirmary, by the way?
We do.
I could use a visit to it really quick.
Oh yes. Head down the elevator out towards the gate, out towards the entrance, but take a left when you near them. The hallway there will lead you to the infirmary. But at minimum, I'd give you all a night's rest and head in the next day. To be quite honest, if you were willing, if you're adamant about waiting.
Well, I think an infirmary visit and then going in during the night would be fine for me. But let's see what the rest of the party decides as well.
I am fine
Also,
with that.
let me add one last thing before we finish this.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the leader is someone who hates the Solanas line from very far back. They said something about overthrowing it, and that they wanted to put their own lineage as the true Emperor's lineage.
The Black Solanas, Gallus mutters. I thought that entire line had been killed off. And Primus cuts in and says, they were. Our predecessors made sure of that. Whoever this is just taking the label for himself, no doubt.
That is simply what they said.
Understood. You all are dismissed, Primus says.
Alright. I'm gonna go down to that infirmary, my dude.
So as soon as you guys walk out of the room and the royal guard goes in and they close the door behind them, Daniel says, I'm going to be quite frank here. If we're going back in now, I am down. My magic has been. I'm not going to be able to do as high scale magic as I was before. And for reference, that means that he has. Four first level spell slots and 2 second level spell slots. He has used all of his third levels.
Surprisingly, I'm somewhat the opposite. My ability to do the basics is quite drained.
So is it really a good idea to go back in there now? Daniel asks.
We are on a pushy timetable.
True. And Saosu kind of like looks to the group and says, you did say that we could rest for the night and go in the next day. We're really adamant about all of this.
Why don't you go do that? I've got to go do some shopping.
Well,
Anybody is welcome to join me.
I have some of my own business to take care of.
Alright.
I'll join whatchamacallit,
Rupert.
Mr. Longbottom.
And Desolo?
Some of that,
I'm going to go to the end then.
It's better than his
Tavern.
original name, Car.
What was it?
Rupert Longrod.
No! No!
Thank goodness for that.
Rupert's skinny penis.
Oh my god.
It's your boy, Skinny Penis.
So,
Okay, anyway, yeah. So I'm going to the end.
Alright.
Is
I
that
can
it?
just type out what I'm gonna do, honestly.
Okay,
It's not that much.
Hold up. Okay. So,
Am I the only one going?
let me deal with...
Where are you going?
To the inn or whatever. I forgot what the.
Daniel, Desi, Amara, and Zoya will be joining you. Well, Amara will not. She has her own... she has to go do something, but she might pick up with you later. Zoya and Desi and Daniel will join you, however.
Okay.
So, which one would like to go first is my question.
Mine is gonna be short.
Mine is like a medium.
Alright. Actually...
You real quick as some DMs, man.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Alright.
Red Drake Tavern. That is a very good name.
I've come so far. It got so far. But in the end, it didn't even far.
Alright. Noted.
Alright, so you may play with that as you will, Mr. DM guy. Mr. Dad guy.
Alright, so starting with Desolo. You head back. You're heading to the inn, of course, with the others in tow.
Yo, dude, we got some cool in music for this.
Let me see, actually.
Yo, I'm ready to play party rock in the house tonight.
No.
Everybody just have a good time.
Good time.
And we gonna make you lose your mind. I just wanna see ya. Shake that.
Alright, so you're heading to so you're on your way to the tavern, but you notice a small commotion going on, in fact.
It's a trap.
I head over to the commotion.
And that's where you notice that there seems to be a burned body being investigated by the guards.
Alright, Rupert.
You ain't there, bro!
I know. I still had to say the meme.
It kind of spooks me a little bit, but Yeah, it actually kind of reminds me of when my village was raided. But
Daniel
so
kind of
I
like
looked at the
you notice that Daniel just kind of does like a dragon symbol on his head and chest, kind of like as a mutter of prayer.
Oof. Okay, so I'm gonna like ask the guard like, what happened here?
He looks at you and says, "Oh, I'd asked you to stand back, citizen. We don't exactly know what happened here. We're finding out ourselves. This body was found here some time ago, and from what we can tell, he was burned by some unholy fire from what it appears."
Unholy fire? How?
And Desolo, you kind of peek around the guard. The burn marks on that body are the same ones that the rest of the party suffered down in the dungeon, down in the sewers, from those flame dragon
shit.
wormlings. Fire blight, to be exact.
Oh shit. I let the guard know that. It's not supposed to be a secret, right? That we found the wormlings, or is it? I don't know.
We weren't supposed to let it. Come on. From what you remember that the guards. You remember that the guards do in fact. They do. Primus did let you know. They like to keep this low key, but they didn't want to let anyone know.
Okay, well then never mind. I just make a personal note.
All right. And the guard says, we don't know exactly, to be quite honest. We've never seen anything like this before. Some type of fire itself, But, what we do know is that he was apparently the assistant of some traveling drow cook named Alara Pravasi, apparently.
Damn.
Mineral history on that name.
Alright.
Wait, that's just the fucking royal chef, isn't it?
Nope.
Good.
Shoot, you mentioned it. What? He's not what?
He's not related to Reginald Harrington.
Fucking shut up. 18.
Alara Pravasi is a traveling drow cook from Guildland, and from what you can tell, he's one of the best cooks in Kessia.
Fuck, maybe he is related to Reginald Harrington.
Yo, wait. How close is he to that Sinja guy?
Actually, he surpasses Sinja. And the last
Someone who surpasses Sinja?
There was a competition between Alara Pravasi and Sinja, and Alara Pravasi came out on top. Actually, because what he did was he learned the race of each one of the judges, and he made food specific for each one of them, thus winning the competition.
Oh my god.
Many people would like to say that he cheated because of that, but there's no official ruling that you are not allowed to make dishes specific for each judge.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and roll investigation if I can to see if I can find any evidence of the wormlings or anything around here.
All right, roll investigation for me.
Yep. Okay. My investigation is shit. A natural 20.
You notice that there seem to be
Wow.
you notice that there are pitter pats of dragon marks in the mud.
Okay, I'm gonna follow them.
All right, you follow them, and they head towards a sewer drain.
Okay.
And Daniel's following you too, as well as the rest of the group. And Daniel says, "You think it leads back to where we were just at?"
Very likely.
I'm gonna be quite honest. I don't feel like going back in there right now. I took a bad beating from what it already before.
Me neither. But we need to be hasty about it after we get some rest.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Alright,
Because who knows how many more innocents could be hurt.
Yeah,
Wormlings.
you're right about that. And then
outside.
Desi says, "Oh yeah, we better get rid of these guys as soon as possible." But then you hear the guards talk, and they say, "That's another man. If Alara's gone, we already had what was that one guy's name? The cleric? Oh, you mean Maruso? That guy? Yeah, he disappeared too." And you see Daniel pause and put him back to the guard. He simply walks over and says, "You said Maruso, as in Maymor Maruso?" Yeah. And then Daniel says, "Do you know how long ago was this?" And he says, "A couple of days ago, I think. I don't know, man." And he says, "Do you know anything about where he could be?" And he's like, "We got no clue. He disappeared without a trace." And Daniel seems like, actually, he's like, "Understood. Have a nice day." And he walks back over to the group.
I'm gonna roll insight on that. Unnatural 20 again.
Maruso, you can tell that whoever Maruso is, he means very much to Daniel,
Oh boy.
as he is visibly agitated by what he's learned.
Oh no. I hope he doesn't lose a family member or something. Okay, so I join up with them, and I guess we'll head back to the tavern. We'll head to the tavern now.
Yeah. And Zoe kind of like chimes in and asks Daniel, who's Maruso? And he says, he was the cleric who took me in when I was an orphan. He's the reason why I became a cleric in the first place.
I'm sure he's alright. And he puts a hand on his shoulder.
I really hope so. I really couldn't. He's the only family I got. I couldn't bear losing him.
I know the feeling.
Thanks, Desolo. The guy gives you a smile.
And he smiles back.
And you are.
It's a little awkward, his smile too. It's like kind of crooked.
It doesn't weird Daniel out that much, as you are able to get, and when you head and you are able to head to the tavern, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, you guys hang out there for a while. Is there anything you'd like to do while you're in the tavern, out of curiosity, or is it just relaxing?
Yeah, if he can, he's gonna like get his room really quick after like eating or whatever, and he's just gonna like take off the cloak a little bit because wearing it too long kind of agitates his skin a little bit.
Yeah.
And he like looks at his scars in the mirror and he just kind of frowns at them.
Before you're able to head up to your room, you hear the name Dread mentioned.
I turn to where I hear them say my father's name.
You see a group of humans talking to each other, and they're like, "Oh yeah, did you hear about the Dread Wolves? I heard that they're coming around now." Oh God! Not those guys! You can't. Not those guys! You heard about what they did in Gildan, right? Yeah, heard about all the dead people there. You know, they're coming here. Then I don't want to run into those guys, especially not the Black Sniper. You know what he does to those guys? Him! You hear about the Black Swordsman? He hung children by their entrails, dude. Ugh.
Oh God.
I
gosh.
don't want to meet them at all. Ugh. And then he said, you hear that they're even recruiting non-Lupin too? Wait, what? Lupin recruiting non-Lupin? What? Like who? I think I saw a tiefling. I think I heard about a tiefling being with them once.
I am gonna march over there, and whoever said tiefling, I'm gonna pick them up by their scruff. Tiefling? Which tiefling?
And then he's like, hey, look at my friend there. They say as they all stand up at the table. He's like, I don't know, it was just a tiefling. Kind of looked like you in a way, I guess. The way they described him, I don't know, man.
When he hears that, and then he like hears the desperation, he kind of like, he lets him go. Sorry.
Jeez. I wouldn't want to be the guy that you're looking for.
I'm looking for my father.
Oh.
Ooh. Voice crack makes it better, honestly.
Okay. And the guy says, well, my dude, if you're looking for your dad, you might want to find him fast, because the group that he's with...
Why would he be going to the Dreadwolves?
I don't know, they're Lupin... Well, I don't know, they free slaves! They lit a slave rebellion back in Guildland back in the early 980s. Maybe he's trying to free slaves too, I don't know.
He kind of like, he puts his hand on his wrist. His like, slaves, obviously like clings to that right away.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of tries to compose himself, probably not all that well. I'm sorry. Thank you for the information. Where could the Dreadwolves be meeting up?
I don't know, dude. That's not exactly something people like us would know. They're literally criminals, I mean. So they don't exactly want their information known. Hanging around a slave auction and they might pop up. You never know. There's one in the marketplace from what I'm hearing.
He puts that thought away for later, and he just like... He walks away, he goes up to his room, and he's super frustrated now. He's happy that he knows where his dad might be, but at the same time, he's scared that his dad might be in a criminal organization. So he's kind of freaking.
Got it. And with that, we switch over to Cassius real quick. Cassius, what
That's gonna.
were you hoping to do?
He's gonna head over to the infirmary.
All right.
By the way, I wrote down your directions if you want me to repeat them.
Nope. I'll take your word for it. So
Okay.
down and
So he
left.
goes over there and he asks him to patch him up.
And they kind of look at you and say, "You don't look like a dragon knight."
Yeah, I'm more of a mercenary hireling.
Start patching you up anyway, and you notice that that there appears to be this woman carrying this man to the room and drops him on a bed. It's like, and one of the infirmary people are like, "Again, what are you
Wait,
doing
a mandolin?
No, a woman brings a man into the room and drops him on a bed, and he's like, and one of the attendants are like, "Again, what are you doing to these people?" Look, it is not my fault if they want to walk into the middle of my experiments. I warn them to stay out of the way, and they don't. They get hurt. You patch them up. That's the way this arrangement works.
Cassius is kind of interested at the word experiments, but he ain't gonna butt in because it's not his business. Really.
I swear, you may just think you run the place. Just because you had a chance of being in the Order of Magi doesn't mean you get to walk all over us. Oh no, I don't get to walk all over you because I'm in the Order of Magi, nor because I would have been the Mage of the East. I get to walk all over you just because I'm better than you. Now patch him up, please, and make sure he stays out of my way. And the woman in the mage robes begins to walk away. And then she pauses when she hears you chuckle and looks straight at you.
I'm gonna look back at her and I'm just gonna be like,
You're new here. Who are you?
Yeah, I am.
Who are you? She says, walking over.
The name's Cassius Clovis. I've been hired for some discreet business.
Discreet, eh? She looks at you.
Yeah.
I want you to roll a wisdom save.
She's heckin' suggestion, ain't she?
Nope, I want you to roll a wisdom save.
1 sec. That's a 14.
Unfortunately, you fail as you feel your thoughts being ripped into and your memories being played with as she stares at you and she says, "Ah."
Oi, can you get out of my head? Jeez.
Interesting, she says simply. Didn't know
You know, that's rude. I hope you know that.
I don't care much for subtleties amongst people. It's better to get the information quickly than to deal with people.
Well, you know, someday you might find something you don't want to know.
Trust me, I know plenty. The name's Shushu, by the way.
Shoo.
I'll type it out.
Oh, I was thinking.
The name's Shushu, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you, Cassius Clovis.
Greetings. It's kind of hard to say it's a pleasure when you just took my memories.
Didn't take them, I just had a little glance. But I hope you have a fine day. Hope to meet you again.
Alright.
And then she leaves. And with that, you get patched up. You are able to get patched up, which means you can roll your hit die. One of your hit die for getting patched up.
Okay. 1 sec. It's a D8.
D8 plus your con mod.
Sweet, that's an 11. But I think my health was at like 40. I actually don't remember because it was on roll 20 that I was keeping track of it.
I'll check right now. I have it open up. You were at... I don't know why you went all the way back to the beginning.
Just cause I had to get out of there.
Anyway, so you had 48 out of 66 hit points left.
Alright. Okay, after they patch me up, I'm gonna say, so do I have to leave or can I stay on the bed for a night?
I think it'd be best if you stayed at the local tavern. Your wounds are good enough to where you can pick yourself up, my friend.
Yeah, they are. Okay, see ya.
Goodbye.
He's gonna head over to the tavern now.
Alright. Is there anything you'd like to do on the way?
Well, I don't think there's anyone I need to, like, mess with, but I guess I'll just think a little, but he's probably just gonna head to the tavern, buy a cheap room, and carve some wands to chill, take
Alright.
his mind off of things,
When we
get him
see-
some mana back.
When we 3 more d20s, by the way, for the rest of the wands. Alright.
Okay.
And with that, we switch over to Rupert and Krasen.
Bop, 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 bop.
Alright, so
Cat,
what would you like to do?
you suck. So we're walking in this store, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just gonna ask Rupert. Is South Sue with us?
Yeah, she did follow
What?
you
I
guys.
can't hear
Come on
you.
up.
My thing's lagging.
Oh.
Oh damn.
What?
So I was gonna ask Rupert. So like, what's your
Give me a
name
sec.
again? Flurry.
Kami. Oh, okay.
Hey.
Let's see,
Leave
actually.
that fucking cat alone.
Alright,
Okay.
okay.
I'll throw you down.
Sorry, what did he say?
He said, well, you can ask.
Oh yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Give me a sec again.
So no.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to like you, getting to hope you like me.
All right. Can I hear him? Or
Can you hear him?
you
Kami.
good? Coming.
Yeah, he said he'd be right back again, I think.
Oh, okay.
I love how all 3 of us chose Chimchar.
Hey.
Well.
I love my Chimchar.
Hmm.
Except every time I see the Pokecord thing mention him, I'm just like, fuck a boo! I don't want to see it.
And there goes Car.
Oh god.
You see, right as car goes, mine's fine.
Car, ask real quick.
He's gone.
Oh no!
It doesn't want me and Car to work together.
He was asking what your name was.
What?
Krasen was asking what your character's name was.
Rupert Longbottom. I come from House Longbottom.
Hmm.
We got that name because our family has a history with elves.
Oh, so cute.
You have history with elves? Cassius asked. Like, how?
Yes.
There we go. I'm back.
He
We
said
get quite. We
All
get,
I asked was for your name.
he says his name's Rupert, and he's talking. I'm curious about his house. What do you mean you had a relationship with? What do you mean you had a relationship with elves?
well, you see, when a dwarf and an elf love each other.
Okay, wait. So why the heck are you a full dwarf then if you have elf in your blood?
I don't know. It just happened that way.
Okay, that's not weird at all.
Some sort of curse put on my family. Can never inherit elven blood, except their height.
All right, that's weird. But...
And maybe some other features, but you know.
That's
Biology is weird.
Biology is weird.
that's
Apparently, the elf genes are recessive.
that's not weird at all, but okay.
You're
Yes.
fucking weird,
My
Rupert.
family likes getting kinky with elves.
Okay.
That's why I'm so tall.
That's a little bit more than I was wanting, but that works, I guess. Gives a small thumbs up and a cheesy smile.
What were you wanting?
Say your last name again.
Longbottom.
Sasu kind of rolls her eyes. Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry for my friend here. He's rather.
Hey, I work for him, so I gotta deal with this more than you do.
I understand.
Anyway, where are we going shopping at?
Well, I am in need of making myself a new battle axe.
Ooh, shiny battle axe.
So, figured I should go and, start gathering materials. And
Right.
possibly get a quote or two from an enchanter.
Quote.
Alright. Oh, who would that be?
It's Will.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Ian.
Hello? Hello, Amara?
VPS.
All of
Well?
a sudden, Squilliam. Alright, will I
Well,
join
just
us in
continue.
a moment? Yeah. So you're getting a quote?
Yes, I'm getting a quote. And some materials.
Alright, and then you see a sign that points towards Laduli's Extraordinary Arsenal.
Alrighty then. I'm probably gonna
What?
want to make my weapon by myself, but I guess I can go and see if they have
That'll be fine.
materials.
Alright.
Trust me, I don't want to cry right now.
I don't know what the material tier list is.
I'm alive!
Welcome.
There you are!
There we go.
Yeah, I'm so proud of
Oh, alrighty.
Anyway,
Hello.
hi. You missed
What?
you.
a large
What
part.
have I missed?
A lot of
Hello.
stuff.
Well,
Hello.
Hello
fuck.
and welcome to Shopping Adventures with
Sorry,
your
I had to be late. Stuff with my dad.
Well, you found out that
You're good.
Fine.
Well, you found out that A, the royal heir might still be alive, though you were sneaking in and listening to that. You found out that that Gallus, the emperor, your commander, Magister Primus, knew about it, and you also know that apparently the assembly took that you thought that Gallus allowed the slavery law, but he didn't. Apparently they had a closed door meeting before they let him become imperator and revoked Marcus's ban, and then ratified it after he became imperator so they could put the blame on him.
Ah.
Now all that you're seeing is a couple of folks out shopping.
Also,
Alright.
I got some good story for myself, and it was great.
And now they're all just making fun of the name Longbottom.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know what my character would be doing in this situation. Shut the fuck up!
Well, I had it to where they're resting and recuperating because you guys were potentially going back in tomorrow. Because
Alright.
Daniel did say that while he understands you guys wanting to head back in like right now, you guys are a bit banged up.
Yeah. Chances are my character would tell her sister about it since she's in the police force.
Oh no, I already had it to where you did.
Oh,
As soon as-
damn it, I
as-
wanted to RP that out!
As soon as you left the sewers, you immediately left to talk to your sister.
Fuck, that's what I was looking forward to this session.
Dang.
F.
I do have something planned for your character though.
You're good.
Damn it.
Don't worry.
Well, I'm gonna text you.
There's something else related to your sister though, so you'll have that to look forward to in this session.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Will,
Don't
I picked
worry,
you up
you're-
some stuff yesterday. I'm gonna text you a picture.
Oh, boy. Yo, do you need me to send you? Do you need me to send you my address and you can just mail it to me?
I was just gonna give it once we get back to school.
Okay, so
Okay.
so Kami, so Rupert, you head towards I really love this name, Laduli's Extraordinary Arsenal. Does anyone else go with him?
Spell this
No.
out, please.
Do you really want to see this?
I do. Put it in the thing.
Alright. It is I wish I came up with this name. I really do.
Ladoolies?
Oh, let me hop in fucking roll 20.
Oh, you don't have to right
We're
now.
not doing it
Oh,
right now.
yeah, we're not doing it
That's
today.
potentially later if you guys do get
Ooh.
back to the dungeon in time. But yeah, that's its name.
I would have pronounced it Ladoolies.
Yeah.
Doily.
Well, that's what Rupert
Well, let me
recognizes
at
it
least
as.
pull up the PDF.
Yeah, that works. Because this will be you probably are going to need your rolls.
Not wheelies, extraordinary.
You do
Awesome.
you do
I haven't properly entered. Anyway, oh, continue.
so you head into the arsenal, into the smithy, and you see two people. You see a male half elf, and he looks at you and says, welcome to Ladoolie's extraordinary arsenal. I am Ladoolie. And then he motions over to a orc that's hammering away at a piece of armor. That's Urzog the Berserk. Trust me, he doesn't really go berserk that much.
Aw.
Then why's his name the Berserk?
Because he go berserk on that metal, am I right?
He went berserk during his time in the military. Don't like to talk about it.
Understandable.
So, what can I do for you?
I am looking to acquire some materials for the forging of a battle axe.
Kind of stares at you and says, "You wouldn't like us to make it?"
Well, you see, it has to be blood forged.
He kind of backs away as he stares at you.
I'm a warlock.
That doesn't make him feel any better. That just makes him back away even more. Like, I would have preferred that blood magic isn't done in my store. Thank you.
But it's not blood magic.
It sounds like blood magic to me, the orc says. If you're making it with your blood and you're a warlock, then it sounds like magic.
No, you see, my family has a special trait passed down through the blood, where if we forge it with our blood, it gains special attributes.
That's weird, says, looking at you. What kind of dwarf has something like that? Usually magic doesn't run for you guys.
A dwarf who's had some special time with a few elves.
Half elf says, "Oh, I get it. That's what. Yeah, my family went through the same thing." But what are you? I'm sorry, but what are you hoping to get exactly?
Just some materials for the building of a battle axe that is forged with my blood.
If you're looking for something better,
Or possibly a temporary upgrade on this battle axe. And I take off my battle axe and put it down on the table.
And then he looks at it and says, "I don't know if you could afford the materials to make something like this."
I mean, I have, like, a good amount of money.
Do you have 1,500 gold?
Yes, I do, in fact. I'm pretty sure. I don't know conversion rates.
1 platinum equals 10 gold.
No, I don't. Not quite.
And then Urzog kind of chimes in and says, "Got anything you want to make a trade with?"
Do I have anything? That's the question. I don't even know what I have, to be honest.
F.
Well, usually there's a material stuff, and
I could throw in these dice made from the bones of my enemies.
no, that's good. That's good. We're good. And then Laduli kind of like looks around and kind of looks at you and says, "Do you have any monster teeth on you by chance?"
I don't know, do I?
No, you don't.
Oh, I don't, unfortunately.
Well, if you do,
We'll check your PMs.
if you do come across any monster teeth or anything, any material that could be made from monster parts, you could give them to me, and I might be able to give you a discount.
Alrighty then. Well, I will keep an eye out.
Yeah. Unfortunately for right
God
now,
damn it, load.
unfortunately right now, the full price still stands. But should you bring us any materials, of course. He hands you this bag, and he says that when you take it, it feels cold in your hands, and he says, "That's a bag of cold. It'll keep the materials warm. It'll keep the materials cool and everything, so that way they can be used later. Any
Alrighty then.
any materials that you get from monsters, put them in there, and I'll
Wow.
and
Is that a bag of colding?
yes, it is.
I'm done.
Oh my god,
you
Sir
have it.
typed it right as
You have a bag of colding.
Bag of colding.
You have a bag of colding now, Rupert.
Yay.
I got a
How much
free
does it hold?
It can hold.
No, wait, get it right. How much can it hold?
It can hold as much as it can hold.
Wow. Yeah, and Ozark's like, anything else we can get for you? Like maybe some armor? Or do you may just not like that?
I've got mage armor going for me.
Yeah. Magic. And then he goes back to smithing away.
I'm sorry about that.
Don't worry about him. He'll be fine. But yes, is there anything else I can get for you?
One sec. Not right now. I was just on the hunt for material.
Again, I apologize, but uncommon materials, they do get a bit pricey, as you know. It might be cheaper for you to get it from the source, of course.
Yes, that would be a good idea.
I know there's some mines northwestward, heading towards what's left of the Emperor's Manor. I know though the mines there it's been harder to. Again, my prices are high because it's been harder for me to get shipments and everything. Because for some reason, the amount of metal that's been coming out of the mountains there has gone down recently. For some reason, if you could fix that, I'd be grateful. I might turn down the price on some of these materials, and then you have your discount as well that you can stack on top of that.
Alrighty then. By the way, can we pause for a second? I bought a card yesterday for $10 and it's at $37 right now.
Is that the fucking BLS link?
Yes.
Also, and Blue Eyes still doesn't have a fucking link. I'm
Okay.
pissed.
Give me a second.
You're getting one.
Sorry.
You're getting support next set.
Alright.
Good.
It's technically not Blue Eyes, but it's level 8
So with
dragon.
that,
It's generic level 8 dragon.
Rupert, would you like to do
That's
anything
Blue
else?
Eyes.
No, I will head back for now. Here, I'll list off the cards for you, Will.
Alright.
Alright.
And finally, actually no, wait. I'm gonna save you for last, Krasen, because what you're gonna do is slightly interesting, and I want to save that.
Ooh.
Amara,
Hi.
you are in the marketplace because you
guess.
remember that the group was
I
heading
don't
towards.
fucking know.
You remember the group that was heading towards the tavern, and you wanted to popularly introduce yourself to some of them since you didn't get to beforehand.
Yeah.
And when you do, you notice a crowd at what appears to be a stand. Some armored men, in fact. And they have a board behind them, and you hear them say, if anyone has information on these wanted deserters, please let us know. Their names are Elizabeth Marciris, Daniel Vedderford, and Jacobo de Patsy. Please let us. If you bring us any information, we will pay you 50 gold.
How the fuck did they get information on that? So basically, here I'm saying this shit to with my mental link to ETIAS.
Mind if I go play ETIAS? Oh shit! Cut out.
Too.
Yeah, I kind of want to see how I do him.
Salad boy recurrence.
ETIAS. It says, Amara.
Anyway,
Amara. I don't know. Maybe.
I wiped that shit.
And that's when you notice. Wait, and then ETIAS says, Amara, on the stand, look. And that's when you notice that that's your sister Elizabeth. One of her tent mates is standing up there. He's standing up in full regalia. He appears to be scarred, missing an entire arm with a burn on the right side of his face. And just standing there, and the guard's motion says, "Please, I understand that there might be trying times, but these deserters have caused horrible devastation to the army. Look at this man." And he motions to Elizabeth's one of Elizabeth's former squad mates. He says, This one's squad member abandoned him and before a mission, and as a result he was left horribly scarred. Please, we cannot allow someone like this to go unpunished. And then ETS says, Amara, calm down. It'd be best.
We need to go speak to Elizabeth.
That'd be a good idea.
No, I'm gonna go like walk off.
I know.
Go speak with her.
And all right, and you walk off doing that, and then ETS says, and ETS is kind of like thinking, he's like, how could they have known after all this time? You said solely that yourself that you told them all to swear to secrecy, correct?
Yep. And you know how I feel about people who go back on their promises, right?
True, but was it just me, or did he seem out of place somewhat?
I don't know, but
Hmm.
I told them what the consequence was for telling them about it. For telling anybody about it.
True, but a man feeling betrayed won't exactly care about threats to his own life.
Now, the question is, should I follow through with it?
If you would plan to talk to the man, it'd be best to get information from him first before you decide to do anything rash. You are still a Dragon Knight, Amara. It'd be best to follow the rule of the law for now.
I know.
Trust me. It'll be all right. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Was it even the right thing to do? To let her go like that?
It's best not to dwell on that for now. You shouldn't go doubting yourself right now in a situation like this. We have to make sure that your
I've been
sister...
doubting myself for 3 fucking years, ETS.
Yes, but in this situation, doubting yourself could lead to your sister's well-being being threatened. I understand completely where you're coming from. Of course.
I mean, hell, she's pretty much your sister, too.
And I'd like to make sure she stays safe as much as you do.
Then we need to get her out of Hersa.
Let's be on our way then.
Hell, we need to get her out of Lallis.
And you arrive at the central command of the Hersa guard force. And you walk in, and you'd already talked to your sister before, so the guards aren't that weirded up by you showing up again.
Of course, I also used to, work for them.
True, but some of these guys are new.
me.
Some of these guys are new recruits, mind you, so they came after you had already quit. That's why I prefaced that. So you walk in, you go to your sister's desk. She is not there.
Where the fuck is she? Goddamn.
And you just kind of like,
ETS?
and you just kind of like pulls over one of the people that's kind of like pulls over one of the people who sits near and says, excuse me, do you know what happened to Elizabeth Marseille? She says, oh, her? She clocked out early from what I understand. She had to go home. Apparently she was feeling down. It was weird. Some people came asking for her after she left, though.
Come on. ETS, let's go.
Alright, thank you. And the two of you leave, him following rapidly behind you.
Alright, we're gonna head to her place.
Alright. It takes you about 30 minutes, 15 minutes. Her home is relatively close by because she kind of prefers being close by to her place of work. It makes it easier for her that way. And you
She also avoids social interaction.
Yep. And you arrive there, and everything looks normal.
I'm gonna knock on the door when I get there.
No answer.
Come on, Eliza!
And you hear, Ma! And then you hear footsteps coming towards the door, and then you hear locks opening, and then you see the door open. You see your sister Eliza, who's holding a musket in her hands. It's like, I could have blown a hole in you. Get in here.
It's not the first time I've been shot.
Yes, but I aim to kill. She says, she pulls you in, and she says,
Everybody I've been shot by aims to kill.
yeah,
Eliza.
but not as good as me, she says, jokingly.
You were always one of our best sharpshooters.
She closes the door and says, I guess you guys heard?
Yes.
What the hell is going on? I thought you said you took care of this.
I fucking thought I did too. It's one of your damn squad mates.
Who? She's racking her brain thinking about...
What was his name, by the way?
Roll me a history check, please.
Alright.
You know his face, but his name is a bit more suspect, of course.
Okay, then I'd just describe his face afterwards, but
Alright.
one moment. Like if I didn't know his name.
Okay, then
let me just get his name.
Alright.
I want to see if because I want to know what his fucking name is.
Alright.
Granted, I know she's going to say it, but still.
Alright.
Is Etios also going to roll? Fuck yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Because he would know the face.
he's going to know whether if you remember because he's gonna know the name. Well, because he's gonna get it from your head if not. Alright, so what'd you roll?
11.
11? It takes a bit, but with your and ETS as a combined brain power, you are able to remember the name.
Alright, what is it? Ferris.
Ferris? What the heck? He was my best friend! Why would he rat on me? The guy doesn't let...
No.
He doesn't... She's kind of, you see her kind of running her hands through her. She's like, he keeps secrets. He knows he wouldn't do this unless something was going on. And then she's kind of like...
half a minded question. Did I give her the musket earlier?
What, her? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the musket that she's holding is the one you gave her.
Alright. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I have half a mind to take that musket back and shoot him with it.
Don't. We don't know we don't know why he did this.
I told him the consequences otherwise, though.
Still...
Now, didn't I?
Yeah, but what if someone even
and
worse
as
is
you know,
threatening
I'm a
him?
woman of my word, Eliza.
And what if someone else is threatening him even worse?
I'll kill them too.
The Jason says, "You're always like this. All right, just see if he
Just know it's your ass that got us in this fucking mess.
Yeah, I know." Just looking away.
You know, I was a bitch to cover up for you.
Yeah, she kind of looks down. Guess I gotta leave Hersa for a while then.
Get the hell out of Lallis.
I guess I could go back to the family home back in Guildland. I guess we still got family out there.
The hell?
You do have family back out in Guildland.
When was that established?
Because you're Angshire born, and Angshire are from Guildland. So some of your family members, some of them did go east. A few ones did go westward.
Well, then they'd probably be distant family members, because I was thinking it wasn't recently when they moved.
Yeah, it was a while back, but you remember that your parents did keep in contact so much, and even after whatever happened with your parents happened, because I don't know myself, they did try to keep... I
haven't made that up yet.
Yeah, they did try to keep in contact with you as well.
Oh, don't go to Guildland.
What would you suggest then?
Shinovar?
I don't know anyone. Well, I guess there's one guy I know down there. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, there's one person I might know down there. I can head down that far.
Yeah.
I'll take a
Shinovar's a pretty safe place.
Yeah. I've been hearing rumors about
By the way, where's the Orlot?
Orlot? And you hear come down. It's safe. It's Amara. I forgot to tell him. And you see Orlot come down. He says, "Oh, it's good to see. It's good to see you too. I was prepared to freeze whoever that was." Yeah.
You could freeze me. I'd probably survive it.
Noted. So, from what I hear,
Hey, I'm a tough ass bitch, and you know it.
I'm a boss ass.
Not anybody just gets to become a fucking centurion.
True.
I mean, yeah, sure, I had Etios here, but Etios is also a tough motherfucker.
That is true. And then she asks, "Okay, I guess we're And you should have then. If we fly, we can get there in good time, and we would be less noticeable.
Don't fly till you get out of Hersa, though.
Yeah, we'll make sure of it.
If you do, I'll make sure to personally walk to Shinovar to kick both of your asses.
We understand. We understand. Just make sure you stay safe too. If they're looking for us, who knows if they might be looking for you too.
If they're looking for me, they'll meet the business end of my damn sword.
Noted.
And you guys have seen what happened when people meet that.
Yeah. We'll start packing. We'll start packing and get ready and leave as soon as we can. We'll be gone by nightfall. Don't worry about it.
Don't leave until nightfall.
They both nod in agreement.
Travel under the Shroud of Darkness. It's safe.
Got it. And with that, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Nothing, really.
Alright. And Etiaz kind of says, well, at least we know that they're safe now.
Not yet, Etias.
I assume we're gonna go.
Not yet.
I assume we're gonna go talk to Ferris.
I don't know what the hell we're gonna do.
Well, whatever your choice is, I'm right there with you.
Aren't you always?
Of course, my friend. Alright.
Friend, is that it? Really? Come on, Etias.
You know what I mean, he says, rolling his eyes.
Fuck you, you're my brother.
and you, albeit annoying, sister.
Oh, what do you mean?
I kid.
Isabel's robe, or not Isabel. Fuck! I was thinking of the wrong character. Damn it. Elizabeth.
Amara.
There we go. I have too many big fucking names for my characters. I need to stop.
Yes, you do.
Eliza's been.
I cut off there. What?
Oh, I said Eliza's rubbed off on me too much.
That is.
It's time to not make an Anglo character.
Yeah, imagine playing as someone who's not an Anglo character. This post was brought to you by the Rupert Reginald gang.
Oh my gosh. Anyway.
Imagine playing somebody who isn't, I don't know, a piece of shit.
Oh, I see how it is.
Oof.
And that's what you should really be saying.
Ouch. Hey, Rupert's not one.
Well, I don't know about Rupert, but fucking Reginald.
Reginald's not that bad if he wants to be.
If he wants to be. The thing
Anyway,
is, he doesn't want to be.
Okay, cutting it back in. Okay, so
Reginald Harrington.
So with that, he says, and then okay, so I assume that's all you want to do for now, unless you want to seek out Ferris.
1 minute.
Wink wonk.
Smoot, what the fuck? What does any of that mean?
He was making a joke that you thought that Etias meant my wife.
No, when Amara says, "Oh come on, you know me better than that," or something like that.
No, oh come on, just friends? They're fucking siblings, pretty much.
Of course,
I know, I'm getting used to it. Back off. Anyway. Alright, well, if that's that, then before we take a slight break, let's do Krasen's.
Oh, we're taking a break?
I mean, we're 2 hours in, unless you guys want to keep going.
Yeah, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Alright.
After, well...
Yeah, we can do Krasen's thing first.
Yeah, alright.
I mean, you guys could take a break and do Krasen's.
Let's do
No.
Krasen's thing
Yeah.
and then take a break unless you just want to do it in the other order.
Let's do Krasen's first. I want to do Krasen because I'm looking forward to it.
Oh,
Oh,
Alright.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
So, Krasen, you slipped off, but you didn't slip off without someone noticing. And where do you think you're going?
Bitch.
It's Salsu.
Yeah, Going somewhere?
You're going back down there, aren't you?
No.
Uh-huh. He's gonna roll insight on that.
I'm gonna roll deception. Fuck you.
Alright.
Let me get my character sheet up.
Alright, so...
Oh boy.
Okay, so...
Ah, shit, I have a deception of +1.
So Salsu rolled a 14.
Yeah, 9.
She says, "What are you doing? I thought we were partners in this.
Fine, you can come with me if you want.
What are you doing?"
Going back down there.
Why?
Why not?
Are you trying to get yourself killed?
So,
You realize that A, if you die, I stop getting paid, and B, you die.
fine if I die.
It ain't
Not like those people. I feel like it's perfectly safe. Anyways.
And then Cassius says, "It wouldn't be fine to me."
Really?
He's staring at you. No.
Oh, thanks. It doesn't matter. It's not like anyone else was going back down here anyways.
We're coming back down here tomorrow to kick some ass.
I want to kick some ass now!
Chief, you might be okay, but we're not. Look at me. And then that's when you notice that she took a pretty bad hit there too. I'm barely standing here, dude. If I got hit this bad, what do you think they're gonna do to you?
Hit me worse.
Yeah, despite how much you seem to think that you're invincible, you're not. You might be this whole special clockwork enforcer, but guess what? You can die too.
It's perfectly fine.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I'm coming down with you anyway.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Yeah, no problem. And with that, you guys head back into the sewers, I assume.
Yeah.
Little stealth. 19. She rolled a 19.
Rolled an 18.
So both of you slip into darkness naturally, and Cassius does it slightly better than you since she rolled higher. But both of you are able to slip into the shadows and head into the sewers again. And you hear this, and excuse me while I change the music. You hear the same silence from before, and the chittering of the rats.
Oh shit! Do I actually have to throw myself on Roll20 real quick?
No, you don't. I'm gonna do.
Cool.
We're gonna use both for combat, but right now I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it from imagination.
Alright.
Alright. So you head back in. The pathways are open, of course, because you solved the puzzles.
Mm-hmm. Going to go down that, I do believe it was the second door that led to the second puzzle, which would probably be the quickest way back to that area.
Mm-hmm. So you're able to get back, and you notice the corpses of the flame dragon wormlings are still there, as if no one's come around to pick them up or anything.
They got teeth?
They do have teeth in there, but why would you care?
I know I wouldn't care. I'm just letting that know for someone else. Winky face.
Alright.
Just trying to be friendly is all. I wouldn't care. But anyways, so I'd imagine most of the sewer area is looted.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna I was gonna talk to South Sue. I was like, are those guys really mean
Who?
to people in that room?
They look ready. Well, from what I heard, from what Zoya said, they look ready to kill us. So, and if they're willing to go this far to the Black Dragons, it might be pretty bad. But at the same time, it's like, yeah. I mean, what weirds me out though is like they say they want to support another family, but the same family, but a different line, and it's like, wow, and it's just like, yeah. I mean, I like the Solanas. Like, seriously, Marcus was a great guy, but, like, I don't know how to feel about this.
I'm not much into politics. You're gonna have to tell me why, I guess.
The Solanas line has always been the royal family. Basically, a while back, you saw the riddle. Like, yada yada, had a ton of children, bastards, bastards, civil war, stuff like that. Basically,
Yeah.
bastard line killed off completely, supposedly. This line kept going, and the thing was, let's be honest, they did some pretty, like, before they were trying to assimilate as many cultures as possible, including mine, like the Romans and stuff like that. But Marcus and his father were one of the few people that actually looked at everyone else and said, why don't we just try to make everyone equal with each other? So Marcus was a great guy. Everyone loved him. In fact, when he died, it was a pretty bad shock. In fact, today's an anniversary of when he died. In fact, that's why people keep leaving flowers and stuff like that at the tombs, despite the fact that they don't have a body there.
So he's not really dead?
We don't know. Remember, Primus and them said that his body and one of his children's bodies was unaccounted for.
Alrighty. No body, no death. I'm going with that.
Well, very good option. Noted, Amara. You can go ahead. I had a feeling you would do that. And he's like, but yeah, Gallus, I guess, kind of shot the bed a little bit because people thought they reenacted slavery, but now that I guess that we know that the assembly did it and not him, I guess he's just as good as his brother? Question mark. Thing is, though, people don't like him. Because he's not a dragon knight and he doesn't have the sword of Lalus either. So it's like, I guess he got a minus subtracted and he still has the +1, but he doesn't have the other pluses.
Well, I'm no politician, but I wouldn't be the hugest fan of someone being able to take my position of power.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be so eager to find them either. Unless my job really sucks. My job doesn't suck.
You sit around in the tower all day. This is the first time you've gotten to it. This is the first time you've gotten out of there in a while.
I'm looking for magical anomaly!
You can walk around Glalus and still find magical anomalies, you know.
No, I'm good, thank you.
See, you need to enjoy the outside world. That's kind of why I brought you with me to go check on my brother. You need to get out more.
Why do you think I went in here? The outside world stinks.
Outside world's better than you think.
Everyone's so eager to run out here into the outside world and do their little outside things.
Are you saying that because you don't want to do that? Or are you saying that because you don't get to do it with some? Are you saying that because you don't get to do that? Or are you saying that because you don't like doing it?
Shut up.
Satsu kind of suddenly smiles and just like she rubs his head and she's like, ah. Anyway, let's keep looking.
Yeah.
So you guys had further further down the hallway. Yeah, I remember the passageway. You passed by where the shadows were. You pass by where and also the area that leads down to the magic circle. Pass all the way down. Take a left, all the way down, and then a right, and you're at the same chamber that leads two different ways. To the left is the sounds. Actually, no. To the left, do you notice that the sounds have gone eerily quiet?
Ooh, all right.
And to the right is where that event from earlier happened.
I'm gonna take a sneak peek in the left.
You see two people tied up in between three pools of water.
Interesting. Well, describe to me the people.
Roll me perception.
Yeah, gotcha. Perception.
Keep in mind. Give me a second. You do have disadvantage though, because you're in dim light. Keep that in mind.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, no. There are torches in the room as well that light up certain areas of the room. But you're not.
I was about to say, my dark light have an ass.
True, but no, because remember, it makes darkness dim light. That's why I say that. And dim light still has the thing of disadvantage on sight-based rolls.
All right, whatever. It is with. You want disadvantage?
Oh yeah, give me disadvantage.
All right. It is 19 disadvantage.
You see a dark elf tied up, struggling to get free, and you see what appears to be a high elf, in fact, who appears to be wearing cleric clothing. He doesn't appear to be struggling. He's like, come on. God damn it, would you help me here? It's best if we don't do anything. We wouldn't want to wake them up. You're just gonna stay here? So you're saying that we stay here? I'm saying that we don't get ourselves killed. Fine.
I kind of just look at Sasu. Oh, who left?
That would be Cassius. There we go, he's back.
Smart!
That was an accident.
Alright. Anyway,
Destroy you.
what were you saying?
So I kind of just look at Sasu, and I'm like, well, you're pretty sneaky. How sneaky you think you are?
What are you asking?
Well, clearly they're trying to sneak out of here, right?
Well, they're tied up, so.
Well, I mean, you got a knife. You could use mine if you want.
I got one, but what are you asking me to get them out of there?
Do they look like bad guys?
No, they look like they're prisoners, so I guess they're on our side, but still.
Yeah.
I can go in and get them if need be.
How cool would that be?
You owe me.
Well, I'll help you. You can get one, I'll get the other.
Alright, they're both, by the way, they're right next to each other, by the way. They're basically their backs to each other, and they're in chairs, basically.
Okay.
I just want to let you know that for reference. So, alright, and Saosu starts, and Saosu's like, alright, let's go. And you guys start
Right.
sneaking off. I need you to roll me another stealth check.
Dun 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 dun. That's a 20.
You were able to stealth your way. That's a wait, hold up. That's a 15 for her. Let's see.
Doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, she's yeah. So you both are able to get through with ease. And you're able to
Okay.
you're able to sneak over to both of the guys. And they're like, who's there? They kind of look over here. It's like, shh. Finally, some help. Shh. I knew that. He says, quiet, you fool. Fine. Shh. And you both and Saosu kind of like walks over them and starts untying them.
All right, I'm gonna help untie that too.
Roll sleight of hand for me.
God damn it! No!
What'd you roll?
Time for the roll that's gonna break this man's career. Oh wow, that's not that bad actually. 22.
You were able to get them out, and he's like, oh. And one of them stands up and is like, ugh. He's like kind of rubbing his. He doesn't actually make a sound. He just rubs his arms, and he takes a step forward and bloop, steps in a puddle of water.
Doom, doom, doom,
And
doom,
Sasu kind
doom,
of pauses,
doom.
and she's like, and then
When
you
you
see,
drop a spoon.
and then you see a pool to your left. The pool to the left start to rise.
Leg it!
And I'm gonna need you.
I'm gonna roll
Act-
that
Actually,
roll to leg.
real quick, actually, let me think about this. So, you see this pool rise. You see it form into a waterish entity. And Saosu kind of like says that, says, oh, shit. And that's what we'll stop for now, because we're taking a quick break.
That's fine.
Welcome back to Empire of Dragons. Last time, a little friend, Krasen, happened to get him and him and Saosu into a bit of a pickle here. As as I'm gonna need him to roll initiative.
Fucking what?
Yep.
Alright, initiative is 14.
All right. Give me a second here. I gotta roll mine.
Wait, did I say 14? I meant 10.
How'd you get a 10?
Wait, hold on. What was my read this? Let me. Alright. It's not 14 or 10. It's 12. Meet me halfway.
All right.
At the borderline. That's where I'm gone away.
All right. So Saosu got an 18 thanks to her +9 initiative.
Oh, great. +9 initiative. You're so great, Chaosu!
She took the alert feat. Anyway, and then this thing's gonna go. What's its plus?
Or you mind if I stab on you?
You said you rolled a 10? Oh no, a 12?
Yeah, I have a 12, yeah.
Roll again. Roll off. No modifiers. 3.
Fuck, you make me have to go and grab my fucking dice. Jesus fucking Christ. I gotta go over here and grab my fucking dice. I gotta pass this dog. Fucking. That's a 5.
Alright, so you barely go first.
Alright, cool. Oh wait, no, I don't go first. Cassius does.
Yeah. Well, I mean between you and the thing.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna kick that thing's ass. Just you wait.
Alright.
That's right, cat. You run away. Little bitch you
So,
are.
starting off, Amara not Amara. Yeah, sorry. Saosu immediately turns towards the two guys, and she just says one word: "Run!" As she takes out her rapier and charges at this thing.
Wait, who?
Saosu.
Oh, nice.
He charges straight at it, and she's gonna try and hit it. So she's gonna roll to hit.
Twinkie.
She gets a +7 to hit. That's a 14. You see her you see her charging at this thing. She jumps up into the air and stabs at it. Is able to deal damage to it. And because of the fact that she was able to go before it was able to, she's going to use assassin. Oh, no, she gets advantage on that. That's a 24. She hits again. She hits. And she stabs this thing right dead center in the chest. Though it recoils a bit as she throws her entire body weight into it and deals. Let's see. Three, 9, 14. She deals 7 damage to this thing.
Neat.
But you see it barely flinching. It's kind of pushed back slightly by her weight being thrown into it, but she just shrugs it off for the most part. As it's now your turn.
What's the size of the creature?
It is. Oh, let's see, actually. Let me pull it out of Monster Manual. Right, it is a large creature.
Oh yeah, no.
Huh?
Spin Hunter is definitely being used on this bitch. I'm gonna roll to hit that.
Alright.
What?
Alright, good sir. That is a 24 to hit.
That does hit.
Alright, I'm gonna get some locks on that. That gives me 12 locks on that boy.
Alright.
Am I maximized? That's large. Large is 4. I'm maximized in 1 turn.
Alright.
Alright, that's my turn.
Alright.
Then a small orb appears behind Krasen. Go.
You see the two. Alright. You see it rise up. And it's going to attack. So it rolls on that one, so it fails on that. Ooh! Okay, it hits. So you see it the first time you see it swipe out at Salsu. It misses. She's able to gracefully dodge out the way. But then it comes around a second time and hits her straight in the gut with a blast with a water fist. As it deals. Give me a second here. Ooh, as it deals 12 damage to Salsu, knocking the air out of her. And then with that, it's going to grab her and attempt to pull it in and pull her into it. So she's got to roll. Oh, and she failed her saving throw, and she gets pulled right into the elemental. Jeez.
Alright.
So now, Salsu is inside the elemental.
Get out of there, Sasu!
Then can I not? Anyway, whatever.
How do you spell her name?
Caos.
I was a little late on the draw there.
Whatever. Alright. You know what I mean. She's in the elemental anyway. And she's like, ugh.
No.
And you see her trying to hold it, but it's like, ugh. And now it's everyone else's turn, and one of them is going to see what's going on and is going to rush forward. As you see him you see this glow around him. He says, "Guiding bolt!" as he launches as he tries to sling a beam of radiant energy at this thing.
Ooh, this got me antsy. Alright.
I gotta roll.
We got this, guys. We got this.
Give me a second. My computer's being slow. Jeez. Yep, it most definitely doesn't like.
Two more turns.
It really does not like roll 20 right now. Anyway.
Alright.
Oh.
Don't.
Okay, what? Okay, he has +8.
Sorry, what's
He hits.
back?
Okay, he hits it.
What's poppin', Jimbo?
So he deals 3d6 damage. 6. He only deals 8 damage to the creature as his beam slings out at the water elemental and hits it square in the chest. But the water seems to part from it, but then it just seems to swirl back in on itself as it seems to reform. The hit not being hard enough to like massively damage it that much.
Oh shit.
Alright.
From
And
that check, can I determine if it was resistant to lightning damage?
It was radiant damage, but it is not resistant to it. But from what you could tell, it was resistant to Salsu's rapier attack.
Alright, so it shouldn't be resistant to my psychic damage. Cool.
And with that, it is Salsu's turn. He's going to try and escape. And she failed. As she takes another 2d8 damage. She takes 14 damage as you see the water elemental's form blades inside of itself that stab into Salsu, turning the water inside the water elemental red.
Desist!
And you see her and you see air escape from her mouth as she tries to scream out in pain.
Fuck.
Right, it is now your turn, Krasen.
My hand is, I am pointing it at it with the triangle just encircling her. I'm just like, you leave Salsu alone! And, his hand's getting very much shakier, and then I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for the double. I'm going for the double. So as he's shaking it, the triangle, it turns down, and it turns with the purple, and it turns upside down, going with the resounding That is all I can do this turn.
And you see, and with that, the water elemental leaves, taking Salsu with it. I can't show it there, but taking Salsu with it up to you, and trying to hit you. So does a 18 hit?
check my AC. Wait, it's hit me with a melee attack, right?
Yes.
Fuck, it can't impose disadvantage! Oh my god, an 18? Barely.
And then it's gonna hit again. Does a 16 hit?
No.
Alright. Oh, this thing's much bigger than I thought it was. Give me a second here.
Excuse me?
Yeah, it's a large creature, so I had it at a medium size, but it's actually this big.
Good. No, it's fine. We got this. We can kick his ass.
You take 18 bludgeoning damage.
Ah! 18
And then... Yep, okay. And then it's not going to do anything, as the spellcaster is going to take a step back, which the creature's going to try and attack it. Oh. He hits with a nat 20.
Alright.
That's max damage on the first roll. So that's 20. That's 40 points of damage as you just see this water elemental send one fist out and it nails the cleric in the face, knocking him to the ground. And then you see the dark elf come in and attack the water elemental itself. But he's gonna roll a nat 1 and miss as his sword just gets swallowed up.
Alright. Nope. Got this. I am ready for my special move.
And it's Sue's turn, and she's gonna try and get out.
Get out of there!
She fails again.
No!
Takes 10 bludgeoning damage as she looks near death. 10 damage. She looks near death at this point. She has already been.
I am not happy right now. I just want to say that. Okay, continue.
And with that, it is now Krasen's turn.
Alright, with that, okay. Fucking, you have hurt my Celsu too much today. I just want to get rid of you, so I'm going to release that spitting Hydra. That is, alrighty. You let her go! Me hit that with that rolling. I'm gonna put that in. Where's that? Where's the chat? Damn. Dude, I got so excited I forgot where the chat was for a moment. Alright, what's my... So it's exclamation point roll.
Yeah, exclamation point roll.
I deal 76 psychic damage as this unnerving amount of energy just expulses into purple beams into the water elemental, slicing it up.
So you see these.
It's very best without hitting Saosu.
So you launch out these purple beams in all directions at the elemental. You cut through it, lashing here and there as your rage just feels every bit of this magical attack. And it takes the damage, and it looks badly hurt. It starts seeping out water, and it's barely able to stand, but it's still standing as it rises back up to look straight at you.
I'll destroy you.
You hear a moan from it as it readies itself, and it says a swipe right at you. That's a 19. No, that's 18. 18, sorry.
That still hits, yeah, damn.
And then... That's a 24. So you take... 5... 8... You take 21 bludgeoning damage. And even
bloodied.
The cleric gets back on his feet, barely able to stand, and he's like, "You will not take another life here." And he readies a spell. You feel the radiant energy in the air, and you see it sling one more shot at this creature. So roll to hit, and he hits dead center as he deals. As he casts it at 3rd level and deals. I think that's 10, 11, 12. As he deals 14 damage, blowing a hole right in it.
Nice.
It's still it falls back slightly, but it's still coming. It's still standing, unfortunately.
Alrighty.
And with that, it is now Sassie's turn. She makes her third attempt to break out.
Come on, it's gotta be better now. That thing is heavily weak.
She rolled an unnatural 20, and she's able to break out of there as she coughs, falling right next to you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah! Woohoo!
And she stands up. She readies her rapier, and she's going to send a stab right at it with disadvantage.
Oh, shit.
That's a 18. That's a 10. That's a 9. She misses, unfortunately, and she's still recovering from her injuries. As she just kind of like falls to her knees, and she's kind of like using her rapier to hold herself up.
Girl, sit the fuck.
And with that, it's now Krasen's turn.
Alrighty. So, I'm gonna take out my gun. I'm gonna shoot the shit out of this thing.
Roll to hit.
I'm gonna,
Roll with disadvantage
using a free action to. Alright, rolling with disadvantage.
because you're within 5 feet of it.
Damn, my natural 20. Oh!
2 natural 20s.
Yes.
Hey, nice.
I'm calling this the lucky sink from now on. Jesus.
Mhm.
Oh shit. Okay, so what is that?
Are you rolling into a sink?
No. It fell into the sink and then landed on a 20. I was like, no, my natural 20.
So that's
And then
2d6.
rolled into it with the sink.
2d6 plus 5 since you have an automatic pistol.
All right. So I have 10 plus 5, 15. Does the crit give any more damage?
Times it by unfortunately because it's resistant to piercing to non-magical piercing damage. It's
not magical psychic damage because the cartridge.
times it by 2 then.
Alrighty, so that's 15. It's also got the added plus 4 because that's the favored cartridge.
So what is it
for
now?
Krasen. Alright, so that is that should be 34 damage.
How do you want to do this?
Well, he's kind of gonna. He's still a little bit shaky from expulsing that power before, but then as soon as Sasu jumps out, he just calms himself, takes a deep breath, and pulls the trigger. A small but bright purple bullet shoots through and explodes right in the creature's head, sending water all over the place.
And with a the creature falls back into the water and gone. As combat has ended.
Yeah!
Nice.
That was bad.
That is perfect. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, Saosu falls to the ground, heaving, and she's like, and she's barely keeping herself conscious at this point.
Krasen's gonna put his pistol back. He's gonna open his hand, and a small symbol will appear. I'm going to use the Start Touch ability on Saosu.
All right.
And since combat's over, do you want to just wait until she's max healed from that ability?
That's up to you.
Well, Start Touch works until I either lose focus or she's max healed.
All right, then she goes all the way back up to max health at 47.
Okay. So after a while, I kind of just after using, I think that was my last token spell. After using that, I'm just gonna just collapse and fall on top of her.
I really hate you.
No, you don't. Admit it. That was pretty cool.
Can we get the hell out of here now? Jesus Christ.
What about those two guys? Are they gone?
No, they're still there. In fact, you see the cleric healing himself up, and the other guy, the dark elf, kind of like sits down as well. It's like, well then, thanks for the assist there.
I try. Thank you. No, you were the one who was assisting here, right?
I guess technically, yeah. Name's L.R. Pavasi. Amazing cook.
Oh!
Wait!
And
What the fuck?
and then the cleric kind of gives a slight bow and says, Mamma Maruso.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
This is so cool. Alright.
Fuck, I'm freaking out. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself.
Alright.
Fuck!
Nice to meet you. I'm Krasen.
Salsu.
Can I just stick my hand?
They both shake your hand. Seriously, I would like to say thank you for the rescue back there. I'm not sure what would have happened to us if not for you.
I'm sure you would have been complaining some more.
Well, that would be him, he says, motioning over to Alar. Hey, I'm just saying, we could have gotten out of there sooner if you had helped me. Or we could have been killed by that thing, he says, motion to the pool. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Pool schmool. So why are you stuck here? What happened?
Well, I arrived in the city with my assistant when some weird molten dragon attacked us came out the sewer grate and attacked us. It killed my assistant and then dragged me down here.
So you were attacked by weird dragon sewer things?
Yeah. Apparently they wanted a good cook, and they wanted a good cook for their guys down here because they had a lot of them apparently. When I refused, they decided to beat me up and lock me in here with him. Says motioning over to the cleric.
Why did you refuse?
I only cook if I get paid.
You know what? That's very reasonable. I would do the same if I was in your shoes and knew how to cook.
Yeah. Trust me, if you had my cooking, you'd understand, he says.
Salsume does. She's the one who cooks my food most of the time.
Oh, really? And
otherwise, I just eat rations.
Yeah, I cook for him. Salsu says, as she stands up, kind of leaning on you a bit.
Yes, she is quite the cook, I imagine.
And what about you? He says, motion to the cleric. Oh, I was doing my daily rounds around the slums. I like to go in and see how the people are doing down there and offer them blessings and prayers and stuff like that. When I was kidnapped by some men in black garb, apparently they needed a healer. They wanted me to heal some monstrosity of some type.
Ooh, just explain.
It looked like a half-dragon man, but it was larger than it should have been, and it had deformities that made it look more draconic made the draconic side flare up more.
I freeze. Is he in that room aside from you?
The room across? Yes, he is.
It's that guy. I say that in character.
He also looks at you and says, "What are you planning?"
I want to talk to the guy.
Are you really sure that's a good idea?
Yes.
I'll get these guys out of here.
Okay, I'll join you.
I'll get these guys out of here. You deal with you go talk to the guy. And so they start.
Okay.
They start. She takes the two with her, and she heads out the room, heading down the hallways.
All right. I'm gonna start going toward that room.
All right, right towards the room. You don't have to do it on roll 20, by the way. We're done there. But
Okay, cool.
So you head towards the room. It's the door is thankfully unlocked still.
Okay, cool. Cool. All right.
You open the door.
Yeah.
Push it open, and in the center of the room, you see this large, half-dragon-esque man with wings just sleeping. But then you see a man in full black armor just kneeling in front of him with his sword stabbed into the ground, just like in front of the sleeping half-dragon.
We got the guy.
And you hear, and from what you can hear, you hear him saying something. But you can't.
What's he saying?
You hear, from what it sounds like prayer rites, Tomorrow, and you hear Garrick's grant him the strength to bring destruction upon our enemies. Tomorrow, grant him mercy so he may not suffer through extreme pain. Lendez and Bahamut, grant him the ability to seek justice for the wrongs this land has committed. And Tiamat, give him the power to overcome all that stand in his way.
Who's talking to what with that?
A man clad in full black armor seems to be kneeling in front of the half dragon. The same man that Zoya mentioned before.
Oh my god! It's the guy.
And then he stands, and he rubs the head of the half dragon and says, "Rest, my child. One day you will bring a new ruler to this land, and with it, true peace." And you see him pull out one of the sword that looks both draconic and demonic. He slashes the air in front of him in a cross, and a portal opens, and he walks through. And the portal shuts behind him.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take note of the guy. And I'm gonna scamper off.
Alright.
Scamper off. I as much as I really want to talk to that dude, I'm sure we'll have an opportunity later.
True. And so you leave. And you meet up with Salsu outside the sewers and he says, "Did you get to talk to him?"
No.
What happened?
I got scared.
Wow.
Hey, shut up!
Well, let's go meet. Well, I guess you better get these guys out of here. So let's meet back up with the group at the tavern.
Fine. But promise me tomorrow, can I try it again? I really want to talk to that dude.
Sure, if he doesn't rip our heads off.
He won't. Seems nice.
Alright. And then...
Okay.
So you take the clerk with you. You leave.
Okay.
You leave the sewers, and I assume you start heading back towards the tavern, the Red Drake, to meet up with the others.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You do, and in there you see the rest of the party just hanging out.
All right, time to change that music.
Yep. And when you guys walk in, you see Daniel stand up, see the high elf, and just rush at him and hug him.
That high elf from earlier? You're not talking about Magnus, right?
No, the cleric.
Oh, that elf. Okay.
Yeah.
The
It's like,
cleric elf.
Marissa, you're alright. Yes, I am well. Yes, I am well, Daniel. It's good to see you too. And I assume the rest of the party's there too, and you see this event unfold.
Okay. I'm tired.
Understandable.
God damn it, Smoot.
Well, I would actually say that I would be probably walking in shortly after.
Yeah, so Amara, you walk in on the scene of Daniel, the cleric of your group, hugging what appears to be this high elf cleric, who's the leader, who is one of the major clerics of the Dragon Temple here in Hersa, in fact.
Also, it would be very obvious that I am very, very pissed off.
Oh, what's got you down?
Wait.
A moment. I need my die.
I'm having a burrito burger right now. It's the best thing I've ever tasted since the flavor text of this roleplay.
She just says nothing with a 22 deception.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna get angry, and then I'm not gonna tell anyone about it. Woo! Look at me!
Yes.
Fine then.
She doesn't fucking know you that well.
Daniel
She
just
just knows that you hugged Etias.
Daniel just keeps that in mind.
No, he beat a 22, didn't he?
No, he didn't actually.
Uh,
All right. And with that, he simply says, "Oh wait, did I switch it back also? Yes, I did. Okay, that's good. Anyway, he simply says, and then you see. What else do I have control over? Oh, I guess I don't have control over Zoya anymore because Perry's here. So.
Perry! Perry, I'm so
Yeah,
glad
I just
to
snuck
see
into
you.
the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and if anybody
you
else
were
would
here,
like to
I'd
try to
touch you.
beat that deception, go ahead.
I ain't
What was
gonna
that?
do it.
You
What
roll
was
a
that car?
Here, let me try to roll. Oh shit, maybe. What's my what do I have to be? Insight?
22.
I gotta roll
Yeah.
insight, right?
Yep, gotta beat a
Yeah.
22.
Because
Wait,
just
am I
rolled
in
an
the area?
18, so...
Yes, you're there too. You're hanging down the tavern too.
Yeah, I beat a 22.
Well, I don't, because the only way I would have ever beaten a 22 was with a nat 20. Fuck me.
Oof. Wait, what'd you roll, Kami?
Just to make sure, what was I roll?
22.
Insight.
You're rolling insight.
Insight, okay. Yes, I rolled exactly a 22.
Wow. Okay. So I guess Rupert.
All right, then it's quite obvious I'm lying.
No, well, you barely able to. You have to stare at her for a while, but then eventually dawns on you that oh yeah, she's lying.
She's not okay.
I just mumbled to myself, interesting.
Hey, could you roll stealth on that, mate?
Yes, I can, in fact.
And then Daniel turns to Krasen and says, "What the hell happened? What happened with you guys?
Well, what did you roll?
Well, what did you roll first?
I think you beat me.
What'd you roll?
16.
What did you roll, Amara?
I'm gonna wait. 21.
Oof. Yep,
Yeah,
you heard
me
him.
too. All right.
We're both just looking at each other.
I just fucking glare at his ass.
And I'm just glaring at you at the same time.
I feel like Rupert's smiling a bit as he's glaring.
A dwarf and will. Staring contest. Tale as old as time.
But yeah,
Who is more stubborn, the dwarf or me?
let's find out. Anyway,
You see Rupert look up and just go, 2 pints.
you got it. And then you see the bartender coming over. Then she sees the dog come. And she says, "Oh my God, you're Elar Privasi at your service." He gives a slight bow.
Ha! That guy's alright.
I toss her the money for the pints.
She takes it and she says, "Are you looking for a job?" And he asks, "Why, yes, in fact, I am. I happen to lose my assistant, so I need to earn some money so I can hire another one. And I'd like to spread my cooking elsewhere. If you have a hiring, we do. We most certainly do."
I slide the pint across the table toward Will's character.
I don't drink.
Whoever said it was alcohol.
You ordered a pint, dumbass.
Yes. Who says pints have to be alcohol?
And
She just slides it back. Anyway, what's your name? We haven't met.
I'm Rupert Longbottom.
I'm Amara. That's Etios. Oh, hello
Nice
there.
to meet you. Nice to meet both of you.
I'm sorry, she's not in the mood right now. Just give her some time. She'll be more of a person. Maybe.
Understandable, I'm not in the mood either. Ever since I left the academy.
Also, by the way, when you guys are talking, you see a banquet fit for each one of you. Come in, sit right on the table where you guys are at.
The banquet sits on the table?
No, like a food, like a banquet-sized fit of food, fit for one person each. It's set down on the table in front of each one of you. Be quiet. Anyway, and you see the bartender come over, and she says, "It's Monty. It's Monty. Remember, I hired you guys to find me a cook. I said I'd reward you if you guys got him for me."
Yes, well, here's your cook.
Yeah, Krasen was able to get it for her, and she says, "And that's your reward. Enjoy."
Dude, I don't... Is my character actually supposed to know about this?
Yes, you were there in the tavern when she brought it up.
Dang,
Was I there?
I don't remember.
Amara was not, but you get it anyway because you're associated with them.
Hey, nice.
And Salsu just starts
My
digging
next question
in.
is, how much food is enough food for a
Etios
dragon?
is going to find something that's meat.
Yeah, basically, okay, in Player's Handbook, it says banquet per person. So basically, this is a banquet fit for each one of your characters.
Oh, neat.
Yep.
Alright, so
what's
what?
there
Am I
for
just
the
hearing that
group?
there's animal carcasses just put in front of Etios?
Yep.
What's there for
He's gonna
Rupert?
dig the fuck in.
Other Dragon Knights live there, so other Dragon Knights do hang out at the tavern, so they know how to eat for them. Or how to feed them.
Is the tavern big enough for him to shift in?
My
Like,
dude?
into dragon form?
Yes.
Alright, because he walks the streets in human form to not be annoying.
Yeah. It's
But yeah,
big
he's
enough.
gonna shift into dragon form and eat that shit.
Hmm.
And Amara
He's
is
gonna
not going
eat
to eat.
that shit. Oh, come on.
She's too pissed right now.
She could totally eat, man.
She doesn't care. That's the problem. She's angry.
So, Daniel's gonna kind of like look at Zoe and say,
Wait. Before anything else happens, can I roll a seduction check on the bartender?
roll charisma.
Okay.
What a classic player.
How does a
Classic Barn.
27 sound?
Where's the
She looks straight at you. She looks straight at you and says, "I'm taken, dear."
Damn it, I had to
Shut
try.
down.
Ooh.
Shut down.
I was legitimately one off of that 20.
Oh my god.
Press an F to pay respects, boy.
Yeah, that was a high DC right there. You would have needed a nat 20 to win.
Is there any other elves in the area that look single?
There are no elves. You see tieflings, humans, and half-orcs scattered all over the place.
Damn it.
Actually, oh wait, no. Never mind.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will say that Etios does look like an elf when in humanoid form.
Female elves. Female elves.
But yeah, Daniel
You
looks
just
at
said elves, man.
Daniel looks at Zoya and
Specify.
says, "How are you feeling after that?"
Okay, is there any female tieflings that look single in the area?
I mean, there's Salsu right there.
You see, I don't think that one would go well.
That's up to your character.
Like, I'm pretty sure even if I nat 20 that, I'd fail. Am I wrong?
Up to you, my dude. Anyway, but Daniel asked Zoya, "Are you all right?" Cut out. Oh god dang it! Yep, that's what I thought. Sorry about that. Give me a second. Discord seems to be cutting out here and there. Really?
Nat 20.
I'm back. Anyway, what?
I nat 20.
Nat 20.
Wait, what?
For hitting on Salsu.
She seems mildly
In
interested.
Infernal. In Infernal.
She seems mildly interested. Well, she can't understand Infernal. Wait, actually, let me see.
I was
Oh,
gonna
so
say
she's an abyssal tiefling?
I did say. Oh, let me check to make sure. Because I did say
Yeah,
she
I
did.
forgot what tiefling she was.
Yes.
She's an Infernal tiefling.
She's an
I do
abyssal
it in-
tiefling. She's an abyssal
Never mind, I
tiefling.
just do it in common.
She's kind of like.
Hey, baby, like them horns.
She seems. She has wings on her back too, but she seems mildly interested. And she's kind of like.
20 would make her more interested.
She kind of like leans forward, like with her head on her chin. And Krasen, you see this too, by the way. But yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Hmm.
Creston will remember that.
But then she's kind of like. But then she goes right. But then she is interested. She's like, just hold on to that thought. He starts talking to Krasen because over the food anyway, because she's like, because she's wants to, because he's talking to him about Actually, he's just talking to him about all the goddamn food that they got. Also, did anyone else see Desi send a message, or was it just me?
I saw it as well.
Yeah.
I saw it as
What
well.
that?
But it's gone.
Yeah.
I see her say that she's not coming.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I'm like,
I still see it.
it's not
I
there
see
for
that.
That's all
I
I
see
see.
that. It's at
Actually,
10:54.
never
It's
mind, I'm
above
not coming.
Smoots and Will's messages.
Scroll down.
dude, I literally cannot see it at all.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Either way, it says she's not coming.
Alright. Anyway. Yeah, it doesn't show up for me for some reason. Anyway,
So,
So yeah, Southsea just talks to Krasen while giving side eyes at Rupert somewhat, and Daniel looks at Zoya and says, "Are you okay?" After the events of today, because for reference, Zoya, you found out that the royal heir could still be alive. B, assassins are looking to kill him and the royal protector. C, the Dragon Knights and the Emperor knew about the fact that there could that the heir could still be alive. And also, you found out that your own countrymen sold out your own people by going against the Imperator's orders and enacting a law that no one would have liked.
And this is the slavery law, I assume?
Yep. The Rusonic side voted it in unanimously, almost.
Okay, just can I do some slight revisionist storytelling here?
Yeah.
Where Zoya's sitting at the bar, you just see like 3 or 4, like 5 or 6 stein glasses just stacked up around her.
Oof.
She blinks when Daniel talks to her, and she just turns and looks at him. Looking at Daniel. Well, considering that half of my worldview has been blown to absolute sunders over here, I'm actually want to stab something and crush something or blow it up with gunpowder, lots and lots of gunpowder.
Well, before you start getting destructive, I just want to
I'm already down that path here, little kobold, so say what you want to say.
Well,
Quickly.
You're only mad at some certain people, not your whole people, correct? Be mad at the people who did it, not the whole community.
Yeah, but guess what? Ain't no one doing anything about it.
Well, again,
except standing around and holding protest signs.
that was funny.
well, if you want to destroy something, Zoya, I'd appreciate some help. That comes from Amara. She finally fucking speaks up.
Zoya looks over at Amara. And what does the knight want?
So one, I want you to know that I had no clue what my order knew.
It was only
Frankly.
Aratus. He knew that they did that, but he couldn't say anything because, well,
It frankly frustrates me about the fact that they didn't tell me any of this goddamn shit. But that's not what that's not what's gotten me angry right now. I mean, it's in the background, but it's most certainly not the most pressing matter to me. I'll tell you later, but I would appreciate some help with a little thing of my own, and it would definitely allow you to get out some of that destructive rage.
You, let me check something. She just simply smiles and nods.
We'll talk later.
Yeah, Yes, we will.
with less ears around. No offense to any of you, I'd just like to keep this matter private.
Real quick, was any treasure gained over the course of the session yet, or no?
Nope.
No.
Okay, alright.
Yep, there's still your loot though. Remember that you grabbed from last session?
Oh,
Holy shit, guys! Terry messaged something.
What?
I'm shocked.
He speaks.
But yeah,
He
there's
speaks.
still the loot that Zoya grabbed from last session that she's holding on to.
Okay.
And Daniel,
And then, oh, continue.
Daniel's gonna say, "So, who's ready to go fight? Who's ready to go fight some?" I don't even know what to call him at this point. He just goes straight frank. I have no clue what the hell's going on at this point.
I thought we were gonna rest.
As soon as Daniel says that, you just see Zoya stand straight up, knock back the bottle she was drinking, nearly smash it on the counter, and almost head straight for the door.
No! I mean tomorrow morning. We all agreed
Just look.
to rest for tonight. Look, I get it. You guys want to kill this thing, but keep in mind your healer is running out of magic here.
Then she'll go straight up to Daniel and just point up towards the bedroom and say, "Then go to bloody bed."
Just that. I'm gonna go sleep in the temple. I'll meet you guys in the market. Gonna go spend time with my mentor. And he kind of like tiptoes around Zoya and leaves with Maruso.
Oh, I just kind of just wave at Daniel as he leaves.
He waves back, giving a bright smile as he's really happy with you for what you did.
Dang, okay, he didn't know. Damn.
So,
Oh shit! I was cooking a burger.
Oh, he probably burned that
my
bad.
God.
What?
He probably burned that bad.
He was cooking a burger.
Etios has realized something.
What?
Lord, I can hear him in
Can
the
you guys hear
background.
him?
I can't hear him.
I heard
In
him.
the background.
Etios realizes that there's somebody with them that him and Amara have not introduced themselves to yet.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, do you guys know how loud his mic is?
Yeah, I'm at 200% with him.
With
Oh, I
car?
heard it.
Yes.
So,
No, I've got his
Quiet.
mic on 26% and it's the same volume as you guys.
I hate to disappoint you, but Desolo went to fucking bed.
Oh, he did? Damn it!
He found out some stuff.
I'm
Cause,
trying to get myself fucking introduced!
Okay.
also,
sorry.
by the way, all you guys would have heard in the background, because Desolo heard this so well, that apparently the Dread Wolves are coming to Lallis.
Oh, neat.
Oh, lit.
And my dag
What the hell's the
might be one of
Dreadwolf?
them.
Who
But
the hell's the Dreadwolves?
Salisu Chandrafin says, Lupin group that frees slavers kills anyone who owns them.
Makes sense to me.
Though they have had a habit of going a bit too far. I mean, I'm one for freeing slaves, but when you start wiping out entire families, that's when I start going, no. Like, I walked away from that life, but still, Jesus.
I understand.
And then she kind of like quiets down as soon as she realizes what he says, and she's like, yeah.
I was also against the, addition of the Slavery Act, but hey, the pay was good at the academy.
Yeah, that's definitely what I was talking about. He says,
Totally.
I
I was just joking about that.
Yep. And then she proceeds to say, but yeah, and word is they don't really work with other people that well. They usually like going on their own. Apparently they've been recruiting non-Lupin lately, so. So one of us doesn't end up in a body bag because of one of them. She says.
Totally.
You're lagging, bud.
I can hear him though. And that's when suddenly, you hear a scream outside. You hear a.
What the
I'm immediately
heck?
gonna rush out.
10 scream.
Both me and ETS are immediately
Rupert's
just gonna
gonna
fucking
grab
rush
his
out.
battle axe, have it with one arm behind him, and like shoulder charge through the door.
Alright.
I'll just follow behind the group.
Zoya grabs her warhammer and says, "Finally, something I can hit," and runs outside.
Wait, this is not what I'm thinking. Yes, you can hear it.
Okay, I guess I'll get out of bed.
I'm rooting, I'm shooting, and boy, you better bet I'm shooting.
Give me a second. I have to find the right music for this.
Car, that was bad and you know it.
Give me a second. I have to find the right.
Dude, this burger looks like a fucking hockey puck.
You look
I
like
wanna
a
see
fucking
it.
hockey puck.
Alright,
How bad did you burn that burger?
Fucking brutal.
I'll put it in the
I mean, have you not seen this man?
fucking chat.
How did you
And
forget?
this man's whole career.
This is why you don't. This is why you do not, ever,
Play D&D while making food.
Yep.
Hey, the first 4 burgers worked out fine. Just this one.
Well, the
Unless-
fifth one
Buddy,
turned out bad.
Unless
heard-
you're as skilled at multitasking as me.
Car, I heard you
Screaming.
screaming in terror.
Yeah.
Burger.
Yeah, we all heard you scream at terror.
I'm sorry, man.
Yes, it's bad.
Which, yeah.
Okay, Chris.
I'm really trying to find this music.
So, Car, you're at the D&D table, right? Oh,
No, actually, no, because my parents aren't here, so I stole the great room.
Ow.
oh, you're in the great room.
Okay, got the music. Okay, here we go.
I got a bruise
Yeah,
on my
I
knee.
got my character sheet on the biggest screen in the house.
And when you charge
Oh,
out the
that's some
door,
good shit.
you see.
By the way,
You see in the middle of the marketplace someone someone hung from one of the street lights.
What?
Amara?
Do
Are
I
they still
recognize
squirming
It's
around?
Ferris.
Who?
It's Ferris, Amara.
Hmm.
And you see they're being writing in blood right next to the body.
And what does it say?
It says, "Those who break secrets don't get to live." Isn't that right?
Oh, God.
So good.
Oh, shit.
So good. Oh,
What
shit.
language is it? Can I understand it?
It's written in common.
Okay.
Oh shit.
ETS? I'm saying with my mental link.
Eat the ass.
Somebody's trying to frame us.
And that's when the guards are coming like, "Oh, back up! Everybody back up!" And they start pushing people away as they're cordoning off the crime scene. And you see that Ferris, and all of you were able to get a close look before the guards come up. You see that he is horrible. Like, you notice how the right side of his face was burnt? The left side is completely...
Oh my god, Car.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
But also, you see the left side of his face is completely skinned off.
His face is that burger.
His face is...
face
Yeah,
is that
his
burger.
face is that burger, basically. His face is... You see the left...
Let's compare. Let's
Send that
compare
burger
faces.
The left side
His
of his
face
face
is that
is...
burger, and Rupert's face is the face above.
The left side of
You
his
have
face
to
is
send that
carved...
burger.
Oh my god. The left side of his face is basically carved off.
Oh,
As if by dragon claws.
oh my God.
Theron 2, is that you?
Nice.
Definitely, when Amara sees this, her face turns into one of just unhidden fear. Because she's just
Like
shocked
that
at
burger.
everything.
But also there's one more thing. There's one more thing before I stop. Pinned
And one more.
Pinned right in the middle of his chest is the Dragon Knight badge. It doesn't belong to anyone, it's just a badge. Pinned straight to his chest.
Like straight to his chest?
A Dragon Knight badge is like pinned to his chest with a dagger.
Pinned?
Shut up.
You made the joke
Girl.
first.
Girl, please.
And
At this point,
You know about this.
my boy here goes.
Crunchy.
Guys, I think it's time for an investigation.
Oh.
Who's with me?
No.
It's too late for this! Sasu complains.
I understand where you're coming from, but I
I'm not
don't
doing
think
it
they'll
tonight,
let us
Geek, don't
approach
worry.
that body.
No, no. I wasn't saying that out of character. I was saying that in character.
So, no. Amara's immediately just gonna, no. This is personal to me, so I don't want any of you in on this.
Thank you for that.
Fuck you. I'm going in anyway.
Desolo, roll me a D100.
Oh, do you want? Oh.
Do you want me to roll it?
Nope.
Okay, no, I got it. I've got it. I want to do it.
Damn, I want to roll my D100.
I didn't
Yeah,
know.
well, I wanna do it. 61.
61? Okay, thank you. Alright, quick.
I rolled a 99, just as an FYI.
This is because combined tiredness and frustration and just like a lot of shit is going wrong.
For the next minute, you must shout when you speak.
Ah! You turn into Krasen, pretty much.
Wait, so what is this?
So wait, did Desolo step outside?
Desolo's with you guys outside.
I'm outside. He's outside. He is grumpy and tired, and he's going through a lot of shit because he found out his dad might be part of a criminal group a few hours ago.
Well, not a criminal group, just a group of slave freers that happen to kill anyone who owns slaves.
Criminal group.
Yeah, I mean, he's good with that. He's fine with that, but he's also, like, he doesn't want his dad to get fucking arrested or something.
Makes sense.
So, yeah. So, anyways.
What did
Who the
Rupert
hell
say?
is this guy? And then he covers his mouth.
You don't have to yell, Sasu says.
This was a man under my command years ago.
I don't think he's under anymore.
He tries-
Shit.
At this
He
point,
tries-
Rupert looks over and goes, "Wait, which front were you on?"
You
Wait,
mean
what?
what front? There was no damn war.
Well, which border were you on?
Flokia.
I was to the south.
Well,
It was hell down there. Lots of tieflings.
this
Wow.
man was under my command, and let's just say he did some things that some people would assume I would want to kill him for.
Makes sense to me. I can feel that a lot.
I assume he told a secret? Sasu says, looking at the blood-stained writing.
Something like that.
I
I didn't do this, though. I honestly have no clue who did. Nobody else should have known about what the hell happened.
Well, was it a... Okay, this guy was under your command. Was it a military matter? Sasu asks.
That's none of your concern.
He kind of rolls her eyes and says, I swear to God, people that do this shit. I'm gonna go with a yes there then, and I'm going to assume that...
I don't want to talk about it, okay?
You don't have to talk about it. I'm just gonna say this. Maybe someone higher up saw this and wants it gone. Maybe.
Well, they're gonna have to kill my ass.
From what I can tell, they got someone who can do it. He says, referring to the badge.
Well, clearly it's one of my comrades.
Have fun figuring that out.
Yes. Hold on one sec.
Keith, can we call up fairly soon? I have to go.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'll find whoever the hell it is and I'll kill him myself.
Sasha just throws up her hand and says, "Have fun," and then heads into the tavern. I'm going to bed.
I got some stuff to finish.
You
Seems
said
like
the effects last for an hour?
go
Minute.
this alone.
Oh, a minute.
Yeah, Sasha basically goes to bed. She's done.
Well, I mean, they're hurt and stuff, and also I'm hurt physically and mentally, so I'm gonna go to bed. Fuck you.
He's he's just gonna keep his hands on his mouth. He knows it's wild magic, but he's like not even
Fuck
in the mood.
police coming straight from the underground.
Mara and Etios are just staying outside for the moment.
Hmm.
And in fact, I'm going to pray to Bahamut for guidance.
All religion.
With a 15 on religion.
Oopsie.
You get the feeling that justice must be served.
That it must, my lord.
Oh shit.
And with that,
That is said under her breath.
Mhm. And with that, all of you go to bed as the anniversary, as the day of remembrance for the death of Marcus Asinus Solanus ends, and the 20th of the month of rain begins, and clouds descend on the city. What happens next? We'll find out next time on the next episode of Empire of Dragons.